And that brings us to our first amalgamated session of our two Pathfinder groups for session number 58 of our Thassilonian Resurgence Adventure Path.
Woo!
And
it's a trap!
It really is a trap. And you can see up there in the middle of the screen all the characters involved, showing that we do have a full party of people with Puppy getting his own space. So, introducing people today, we'll start off with David.
Hello, I'm David. I play Bala, the moral compass of every party he's ever been involved with. And all-round honest and nice guy, and definitely not slightly immoral in any way, shape or form.
And then we have M.
Hello, I play Duza. I am the strong-armed, or flex-on arm, I should say, for those of you who know that. The ranger with Puppy. I also have another puppy called Giant, which should be added in there eventually. And yeah, joining in with new friends and new adventures, apparently.
Next online we have Jeremy.
Good evening all. I'm playing Cordar, the elven half-human warrior from the town of Sandpoint, who has long dreamed about the legends and stories of the Pathfinders and always wished to join, and now tries to live up to the ideals that they should be, even if they're not quite what he found they are.
Yeah, I got plenty already.
Would M like to introduce Josh's character for him because he's due in about half an hour?
Half an hour? He doesn't get off till 9.
Oh, I thought he said 7:30.
No, 9. So it won't be home till 9:30.
In which case, you may as well introduce his character for him, and if he shows up, he shows up.
Harry is the bogus wizard, according to him. He is also now Mr. Blingy Blingy, because he has to carry a certain amount of gold on him at a time, thanks to the... Is it the Raptor, Martin?
No, the Shard of Greed.
Oh, Shard of Greed, sorry, that's right, I should have guessed that, but anyway. And yes, he is a hotter, so for those who know the hotters, shiver away. And yes, he tends to go out of the front lines when he really shouldn't.
So, for those who don't know the Hodders that well, they pioneered the naked art as an art form.
they are the Pathfinder equivalent of porn. Or porn,
Okay.
porn stars? Question mark.
Right.
Well,
I think
So you get along very well with Bella.
or big week about that. That's what story.
Less so with Pinwinkle, because you'd see Pinwinkle as competition.
Okay.
Next up, we have Peter.
Man, I think your camera's frozen.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, hello.
So, I'll get Peter to speak up next.
Greetings and salutations. I play Willie One Kenobi, thrice returned, aspirant of the Lost Errant, practitioner of the renowned Tiger Style, saviour of Quest and Margot, God-touched, hater of horses and maker of good life choices, husband of the Hell Knight Ruby One Kenobi. Others simply know me as Lobo.
I can't help but channel my other character when you said hater of horses.
Yes,
I was looking forward to the interaction.
Yeah.
Vicky the horse.
Well, there
Glad
was
we didn't bring him into this one.
there was a certain warhorse that had made Willie uncomfortable, to say the least.
Sounds like improv.
And last one online today is Victor.
Hello, I'm Victor from Brazil, and I play Luna of Libra. She's a Xiaonti Oracle / investigator character. Yeah, pretty interesting. And she seeks all the knowledge in the world. She seeks powers for herself, but also for her faction of the Osirion. And this is kind of the strength and her downfall, also. Because she's so hungry for knowledge that she may kind of get in trouble, as she is going to already.
The old saying, it could be worse. We'll just invite Luna along for that discussion.
Yeah, she's already got a busted head about getting to get forbidden knowledge, and that's about what I can say.
And who wishes to speak up for Quest?
Okay.
So that will either be Willie or Duzo giving their version of Quest's introduction.
I don't know, I think I'll leave it up to Willie because that would be hilarious.
Quest is a goblin that is really annoying and gets us into shit. He doesn't actually do much of anything, really.
Though he is currently eating himself.
Yeah, there is that. Oh, he's vaguely amusing, so yeah, I'll give him that.
Well, it is possible that the party may pick up some certain tendencies in Cordar regarding goblins. We'll see how it goes. Since goblins are the bane of Sandpoint.
That they are. And luckily for you, the he who sent the goblin army to assault Sandpoint did not come over to this group at this stage. Okay, so you have all signed up to find out more about a quest that's going to take you through Absalom. About a year ago, you spent some time under the streets of Magnamar itself. For one, Kaleri Deverin. You recovered the Star of Sandpoint
Yep.
amongst various other incidents at that time, and then delivered it to the Sandpoint Cathedral for the festival. So that's where the tie-in to tonight's adventure comes from, and both groups did participate in that storyline.
Mhm.
The Kaleri had been left a book to translate,
Yep.
and you had been told that you'll be sent on to Absalon and further on to Katapesh
Katapesh.
in relation to this translation.
So is Katapesh the territory of the Osirion faction?
Katapesh falls within the sands that they investigate, yes. But Osirion is also a country as well as a faction. So you'll find them as a bordering nation.
So just confirming, Martin, that the book we're talking about was the notes of the last theorem.
That is correct. That is the actual book.
I was just reading back through my earlier notes in the journal.
I thought you'd appreciate the link into the previous storyline.
Yeah.
So from the player's perspective, that is what she looks like. If I can actually get the light to light up for you. That's close enough.
What's the lady's name?
Her name is Kaleri Devrin.
Okay. Hey Jeremy, can you type that name over Skype chat or something? For me, please.
Well, Lady Devon was the person whose house we went under, where she found the goblin that had broken through from the floor, and that's where we came across we found the scarf for her, and we covered the book. So we're talking, because I find the chat thing again, there it is. So, that's her surname, Lady Devon, because obviously you should only refer to her by in that phrase, you shouldn't be using the first name.
Thank you. I'm taking notes now. Like, sorry.
Okay. So, in response to this, she has arranged for you to get passage to Absalon. Now that your Pathfinders are linked between Absalon and Magnamar, you can actually make that journey yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And she's currently in Absalon doing her research and has sent for you there.
Okay.
Alright.
With some nice inspirational music in the background. Just so you know, this is the official Pathfinder music for the Sinterlands.
What is?
Sinterlands, the areas of the Shoanti Highlands.
Oh, this like background.
More relating to Dusa, because Luna is more from the mountains.
Oh, okay.
And
Highlands, but not mountains. Okay, I guess, huh?
So you're from what, the Highlands and I'm from the Lowlands, technically.
You're from the Highlands, he's from the mountain ranges that hang above the Highlands.
Oh, so
You're from the Highlands, he's from the Highlands.
Highlands, yeah.
That's what I thought.
And if you make note of one of the things that Lady Highmarsh put into the letter, is that there's no surprise that there are 7 tribes of the Shoanti.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, and we might have like history with the Runelords and shit.
No, it's not. You might have history of the Runelords. You are the history of the Runelords. So each Shoanti Qua specifically followed one of the Runelords, but no one knows which ones at this stage.
Well, considering the whole concept of the, or knowledge of the Runelords is only recently been resurfaced, and it's still a bit patchy at the moment.
And the Shoanti custom has had 10,000 years of change from when they were active.
Yeah.
So it can get a bit murky when you give yourself time without the god actually saying, yes, I will answer that prayer.
Okay.
So you were asked, is there anything you wish to do before you head off for Absalom?
I'm assuming that for both parties, it's been at least a week or two since our last adventures.
It has been for some of you.
I have my excuse, like recreating the shit that I have made before, right?
The Friday group just came back from an ambush.
Oh, okay.
And apparently fighting a demon.
Oh, okay. May I say that I like finished recreating my day stuffs I have for Luna?
Yeah, we'll look at character selection stuff later. But at this stage, we'll go on with what you've got now.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, Lady High Marsh asks again, is there anything you need before heading off?
Let me see. I guess nothing for now.
Corda takes a look at the rest of people, assuming they were assembled in her office or something.
Yep.
And so it would appear we're ready to go, maybe.
He says,
Do I
have
one
one question. How about the book we bring in to translation? Is that ready?
That's what we're doing. We're investigating now.
Oh, okay. We are bringing the book with us.
you are not bringing the book with you. You gave the book to someone to translate, and they're in Absalom.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then we are taking the book. Okay.
No, you're not taking the book. You're going to where the book is.
We
we are getting the book. Okay.
You're not
gave
getting the book.
the book away at least some months or at least several weeks ago.
Close to a year in
we are
game time.
we're going then to see what is being translated to. Yeah. Okay, Luke is very excited to go already.
You've actually been summoned to deal with something that they found in the book.
What?
Okay.
You get myself curious though.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so. And for David, yes, you do have your menagerie, so would you like to describe your menagerie so Em knows exactly what her puppies are in for?
Yeah, okay. So, at Ballath's shoulder, there is a crow on either side.
I thought he was a raven.
Side. Sorry?
I thought he was a raven.
Yeah.
Whatever. There's a raven on either shoulder. And beside him, there's yeah, you could call him that. Hellhound, I guess.
Oh, nice.
But he's such a good boy. He is the goodest of boys.
Can't be better than Poppy. Poppy's perfect.
I guess never had two of those.
Either way, he is the goodest of boys, and he's a bit flamey. So, like, as much as he loves all of the pats and scritches, yeah, it gets a bit, how you going?
And you do recognize the two ravens from the posters that you've seen around Magnamar of beware this bird, it seems to collect eyes.
Children eyes. Let me correct yourself.
The eyes have it.
Yes, except the posters don't state children because they don't know that fact.
Okay then.
Which does mean there's more than one group collecting eyes in Magnamar.
Ooh,
Yeah.
you have yourself a competition.
The Ravens are being blamed for all of the eye collecting, even though they're collecting only a set of eyes.
And a small number in comparison to how much is claimed.
Very interesting.
So yes, there are always plots happening around the storyline. So
Okay, should we get going? Is everybody ready?
As I said, I believe we are at your service, man.
So all our characters are reunited here, or just the Belaf, myself, and Jeremy?
No, everyone's here.
Everyone's here, okay.
all 7 characters plus their menageries.
Hello, folks. Hello, new folks. It's good to see you, new blood.
Is it?
Oh, probably is for me. It's always good to meet new people.
It's just more people we can't trust, really.
Well, that's just you, Belaf. I mean, this is more people that can research stuff for us.
Oh, lackeys. Okay. I can do that.
More people, more work can be done at one time, right?
Yes, it's always good to have more lackeys, more people to do, the running around work.
How about what looks like the other folks?
Okay, so I shall describe to you both Quest and Parry. So Quest is a goblin who has a terrible scar down his left arm, almost from shoulder to elbow, that looks fresh but doesn't look like it's actually healing or bleeding. So you can see right down to the bone.
Ooh.
Yeah, very nicely.
That's you.
Seems very unhygienic.
And he has a
It looks
pair.
like my head.
He has a pair of what look to be bat-like wings growing out of his back. And you can see that the tips of the wings are sparkling as if by pixie dust, as he has what appears to be a out-of-tune lute on his back. And is very polite. And then going over to Parry. Parry looks like someone has pimped this wizard with his ostentatious bling, which is decidedly non-magical. And he's carrying himself with the attitude of someone who is God's gift to the world.
Particularly for Quest, I'm assuming that the scar / open wound is not something he had when we were training at Absalon for 3 years.
It was not.
Did he have the wings in Absalon?
He did not have the wings either.
Right, okay. Because remember, guys, like amongst everyone, technically all the characters would at least be aware of the others. Because we did spend 3 years in Absalon training, where we might have focused on the individual teams, but you would have been aware of the other party members, the other characters.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But you know Bella.
Oh, that's right.
And on Quest's side, he
for the
also,
purposes of Luna's perspective, they're not all brand new people for you.
and from Quest's side as well, he also has a wasp as a mount.
Presumably a rather big wasp.
It is. It's done up in the colours of Calithia.
Calistria. Very nice. I will be right back, just speaking somewhere.
Oh, good. So yes, he appears to be a devotee of Desna, Calithia, and Lamastu at the same time. Not that that's going to cause any confusion or issues, I'm sure. And Parry does have a puppy that doesn't seem to be well trained.
Yeah, we've been trying to work on that one, but not to much success because Harry's more worried about bleeding his dog out as well as bleeding himself out.
It's such a good boy.
Yes, and all the puppies will be a little upset they don't have their little tree fern with them anymore. Where are they going to pee at night? The tree fern I'm referring to is Kroll, the druid who used to trouble with the party.
That's right.
As opposed to the Leshy that... I don't know the Hellhound actually met the Leshy, did he?
Nope, the Leshy disappeared before the Hellhound arrived.
Yeah.
Fortuitous that was. So, did anyone want to describe their character visually next? We'll start off with Jeremy.
Well, certainly, Cordar is a... The picture of him is a reasonable description, although he does now tend to use a shield with a long sword rather than the basket sword that you would have been used to him dealing with back in Absalom.
He still has the hilt and all the pieces of the bastard sword in a sheath.
That's right, but you don't get to see it very often. But yes, as I say, he's obviously a reasonably tall, very muscular, and well-built elf, obviously a warrior born.
Mm-hmm.
So tends to run around these days in half-plate armour, and so sword and shield, and is always willing to take the front rank to defend the party as required.
More importantly, how tall are you?
Why?
I don't know that I've actually got his specific stats written.
So Dusa has a height complex?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, so I haven't got a physical features description in that sort of way.
Feel free to come up with it if you wish to.
Well, I'm just going to think because Pathfinder elves are actually particularly tall compared to humans, aren't they?
They're generally a bit taller than humans, generally not as tall as an orc.
So no, it's the long ears they've got compared to previous ones, yes.
And their ears generally do give them that extra bit of height.
Yeah. So, let's just go for a nice easy 6'6".
Now we'll go over to M to match that description.
So because it's important, I am I think 6 foot, what did I write? I think it's 8 or 9 foot Shoanti orc, human orc. I am very muscular. I take pride in showing off my muscles, as well as showing off what puppy can do. I'm very proud of my orc heritage. I look more like an orc than I do a Shoanti, though I have the sort of hued skin of the Shoanti instead of orc. And I carry orcish battle axes, dagger, and also a great axe, a couple of throwing axes, and yeah, and Puppy is a wolf, hybrid I think one, or is it just straight wolf?
All wolf.
All wolf. Okay, and Giant, which is my other puppy, is a wolfhound.
Wolfhound. Basically, a very big dog that makes your puppy feels small.
Yeah. So I've got Puppy and Giant. And I also have been trying to train Harry's puppy. And I was working with Kroll to train his puppy, but he is currently not running with us, so.
Okay, so we will get Victor to describe Luna.
Well, I have a very good picture about her. I don't know if you can share over Skype or anything. We're all fucking up everything. But I will just post it. And I will try my best to describe it. She's a human Shawanti. And she's at her, like, height of her youth and adulthood.
So Victor,
More
if you
like,
look on the actual map on the screen, you'll see that that's the picture used.
Oh yeah. That's it. But that's too far away. I can't see it properly.
You can zoom in on it.
But yeah, but she carry herself with a little bit of rags and scraps of leather and things like cloth made of creature skins and something like that. She looks like a wood witch coming to town. But she's not actually like that. She carries like little bones and things like that. She has some Shanti tattoos that she is proud to show. And
So it reminds user of home.
yeah. She's like she's nothing like her Shanti counterparts, but she's like since she's on the city and she's like trying to cover her people's path. She's kind of like use the ways of this Shanti over her body just to show. And she's a proud Shanti, let's say.
And then we'll have David describe Balath.
Well, Balath is an exceptionally well-dressed human noble. He stands at about 5'9", just because apparently that's important. Long hair, generally looks quite good. Always acts composed. Yeah, like I said, is always well-dressed. Generally has a raven on at least one shoulder, sometimes two. And yeah, is followed around by a big old flamey puppy.
And he carries a nice staff too, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, flamey stuff.
He likes fire.
He really doesn't. It's just what showed up at the time.
Well, we all know people like burning things.
Oh.
And lastly tonight we have Willie.
Is that me?
Yep.
Okay. Well, Willie is a exceptionally tall human. He stands at about 7'2". He's got a fairly lean, well, a very lean body, but he moves with exceptional grace. And currently he's standing there with his arms crossed, glaring at the new starters, with a look of distaste upon his face.
Well, at least you're told you're not in charge.
There is some goodness to that, yes.
Okay, so having a good feel of each other and what you can do, you take the portal to Absalon.
Yeah, that's what we New York City. Yeah.
First time you guys have been back there since you graduated.
Yeah.
And once you get there, it's pretty much the same day because teleportation does make things quicker.
Does make us sick, like going through some gateway of some old magic stuff?
It does, but you've been using these gateways a few times now.
Okay. You're somewhat used to it.
And this is the first time for some of you to travel between one Pathfinder gateway and another. Most of the time you've been taking over existing gateways for your own ends. So it's a lot smoother going from Pathfinder gateway to Pathfinder gateway.
Yep.
Arriving in Absalom, you are greeted by a familiar face. She's the one who helped you study and take your final tests. Do you remember her name? I'm sure as a group it wouldn't be too hard to remember.
Oh, sorry, what was the question?
Do you remember the name of the person who helped you all while you were doing your final tests to be a Pathfinder?
Vidoma?
Oh shit, I really don't. My character might know.
I would have to find my book, but I don't remember off the top of my head either.
Well,
It was just another pleb as far as Bella's concerned.
has been quite a few sessions.
I'm just looking back through my old journal, and it didn't really start until after we finished our training. But I have got a note there about the idea of a Mistress Gabrex that helped us with our etiquette.
Let's see, did I actually...
Yeah, my character might know, but I really don't remember. Can I try to like do a recollection check, like a recall knowledge check?
Sure. And while you're doing that, I'm looking up to see if...
Can I roll Pathfinder lore?
Which lore did you roll?
Pathfinder lore.
Okay.
How about that?
Roll Pathfinder lore.
Let me grab a dice. 1 second. I'm back. 10 plus Pathfinder lore plus 10. Then I got a total of 20.
Got a total of 20. Okay. Seems that Luna now gets to make it up.
Why?
Luna critically failed. When Luna makes a knowledge check, you either critically succeed or critically fail. You do not do it by halves.
Okay. DC 20 wasn't enough. Okay.
DC 20 was not a success, so it became a critical fail.
Alright.
Yeah, because so you've got some sort of attribute that means that you never fail. You only critically fail.
Okay, I try my best to call her something not offensive, but not right.
No, you believe it's the right name. What name do you give her?
Or possibly you do have a name that you remember that turned out to be the nickname that she was called in private between students.
Yeah.
That was not so.
That.
That was not
I'm
so.
trying to figure out something, but I just can't. Let me see.
Mabel.
Okay, I will go to that.
So you call her Mabel.
Yep.
I'm sure that won't go down too badly with her. Okay, she laughs at your reference.
I remember. I found my notes.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's the right person.
And what do you have down for your notes?
I have
Sorry, I couldn't hear that over the music.
Jamira Gavex. She was our aspirant minder. I've got her written down.
That is correct.
Yay!
Gavin sounds that big bell for me.
So she greets all of you warmly except for Luna. And she hands Luna what appears to be some sort of package, saying, "Well, I made this for your birthday, but as you can't remember me, I'm not sure I should give it to you."
Sorry about the music over my phone. That was my boss.
Mm-hmm. You have to head
Are
off.
you running late?
I'm running fucking late, man. I hate my mom. Oh my god. If I kill him, it would be today.
So you have to head off now?
I don't want to.
Well, if you need to keep a job, we understand.
You better go.
Life comes first.
What I will do is, I will try to get myself like a headphone or a phone through my phone. I would try to get over Skype with my phone, but I won't have access to my character sheet and anything like that. So I will just post over the Skype, so everybody can open. And if I need any test, anybody will try to work for me if I can. Okay?
All good.
That's the only way I can think of that I can continue this.
All good.
Okay, so
That's alright. This is my birthday session. I want my present. I fucking have it. Like I just wanna play.
it's okay. Jamira sends the rest of them on while taking Luna off to the side to talk to her while Victor's getting ready for work.
Yeah, I will try to. If I get back, it will be by phone.
All good, Victor.
Right.
Hopefully we'll see you soon. If not, we understand.
Okay then. Be right back.
Okay. So, the rest of you meet up in a room where you recognize, again, names aren't my best point either. Miss Deverin. She greets you all warmly, saying it's nice to see familiar faces again.
Greetings, ma'am. I hope you're having no further issues with greenskins in the basement.
No, she has managed to keep the one you recovered for her as a servant. She has been quite good once she learnt not to burn everything or eat the guests.
Well, I will be happy to come and provide further education for your...
She
companion.
She just nods. There's so the reason I have you all here is she's hit what she can only describe as a snag with her translations, and she has put out a call with her friends in the Historic Order of the Palatine Eye to find what's called a try to get the word correct for you. A gemstone known as a countdown clock.
The countdown clock.
Mm-hmm. There's supposed to be quite a few of them, but they were created before the second darkness, the big darkness that covered the world.
Ah.
So that they were around at the height of the Aslanti.
And you say that there are potentially several about. Are they something that can be recovered at the market, or?
She has managed to trace one with her friends to Katapesh, but the Order doesn't have anyone capable of recovering artifacts of danger like this, but the Pathfinder Society does. And as they've been friends and they're sharing information with the Society, she's managed to secure use of your services to recover this ancient artifact.
Well, ma'am, as always, it is a pleasure to be of service.
So she's arranged for a portal out to the region near Katapesh, where another of her agents has set up a runic circle. And she's going to fill in on the rest of it.
Does her description include the things she found before she came across the snag about the countdown clock regarding the whole, like, what this notes of the last theorem is actually about? Or
well, if you ask her, she does. She says, well, the last theorem is about the end of the world, and the countdown clock is when the world ends. But you need the countdown clock and the last theorem to figure that out.
Do the notes give any indication as to the idea that, hang on, are we expecting to find this countdown clock almost depleted, or do we hope to have many, many, many centuries yet?
The countdown clock is simply a gem with runes inside it. It is a complete item. She needs it and the book to translate what it means.
Okay, so yes, the gem is providing the count, but the notes explain how to read it. And obviously, without the clock, the notes mean nothing.
And apparently, all the countdown clocks are identical, so it doesn't matter which one you get. And in all their studying and looking over the last 6 months, they've only heard hint of one.
Very good. Well, I'm sure we will do our best to recover it as rapidly as possible, then.
So she gives you a letter of introduction to Lady Camisora Vord. She is your contact at the other side of the portal.
Ford. And does she have knowledge and understanding of the Pathfinder Society, or is she one like yourself who's a friend of the Society without necessarily being a member?
She's does not know you're part of the Society.
Yeah.
And just knows that I managed to get some friends I've worked with previously to help.
So she's a contact and not a friend of yourself?
She's a friend of mine and higher up in the Order. Most of them don't ask questions of where help comes from, because help is hard to find. So unless you've got something special you want to do here, she can arrange for the portal to take you to Katapesh to be ready shortly.
Sounds good.
Do we know about Katapesh as a location, geography, climate, things like that?
You had been warned before taking the quest that by Lady High Marsh that you'll be heading to a desert environment.
Okay.
To pack for the sun, heat, and stresses of travelling in the dunes of a desert.
Well, Corda will have aimed to have collected a couple extra barrels to put into his pouch, or his scrotum sack, to increase our water supply. In that sort of sense.
Would you like to describe said sack to players who have not seen it before?
Yeah. From the external appearance, hanging off Cordar's belt, is apparently a rather large pouch. A bit
It's
hairy,
a giant
leathery.
knapsack.
A bit hairy, a bit leathery, but
It is a gigantic nutsack.
Which is always amusing.
I mean,
yeah, exactly. And from, like I say, people are concerned about where it might have come from, but like I say, Cordar's always heard of the opinion that, hey, it's old, it's been tanned, it's just like any other leather source.
And it could be a lot worse.
I mean, hey, realistically, is it better to think that those in leather armour are wearing the scraped off skin of a cow?
Yeah, there was someone who was running around in halfling leather, made from real halflings.
Yep. I'm sure it made very fine quality material. Although rather packed.
So the last thing she says to you is she has negotiated each of you 45 gold pieces for your troubles, as well as recovery of artifacts that the order does not wish to purchase from you.
Hmm?
As long as you give them first choice in buying items off you at a fair price, they will let you keep what you find, except for the countdown clock, which is something they need. Okay, so after having yourselves all sorted out and Luna eventually joining the rest of you, she creates a portal, and you can feel heat coming off the portal as if the other side of the passage is hot. So where you are now feels nice and cool, temperate, and the portal itself is radiating but 20 degrees hotter.
Do we have an understanding of how far east, west, north or south we're going?
You're going quite a way south on the southern continent.
Okay. So we potentially switch seasons as well. Do we have enough understanding of the way the climate in the round world works for the expecting a change in seasons as well as the change in temperature location?
Does Dusa feel more at home in the heat?
From what you've heard, this region doesn't have seasons.
Okay.
It's close to the equator,
Yep.
and it's always hot.
Mm-hmm.
Does Dusa appreciate the heat?
Dusa does appreciate the heat.
Finally.
Well, Corner will aim to arrive only wearing his coloured leather rather than his half plate. He'll leave that in his pouch.
well, I mean, we're traveling with a walking heater.
Mm-hmm.
He has 4 legs and he's just made a fire, so I'm sure he'd be warm.
Yes. And Corner tends to naturally stay some distance away from your puppy.
Oh, God, he's such a bitch.
Well, Corda is flammable.
I'm a bit.
Okay, so stepping through, you find yourself stepping out of what feels like a freezer right into a furnace. So from Dusa's perspective, he feels right at home. If a little overdressed for
I'm
home.
not sad about it either.
Oh, I mean, I could change into my lovely kimono, but you know.
He never quite got around to fixing it so it does up at the front.
I just, when you said that, I was thinking, hang on. Luther was the really big half-orc, wasn't he?
And it has a human-sized kimono.
Yep. No, I do have two kimonos now. One fits, the other one.
Yeah.
In case which one you like more.
The one that gives you more breeziness.
Breezy.
Okay, so you find yourself in what appears to be a basement of a old house. Old enough that anything you've been to previously feels new in comparison. Even the Absalon that you've spent a lot of time in feels new in comparison to this place.
What about compared to, like, searching underneath the crow?
Even makes that feeling fairly new.
Okay, so we're talking, it feels like more than 10,000 years.
Well, Osirion was one of the birthplaces of civilization.
Yeah.
And they had
So
one of...
it's older than... What was the earliest settlement? It's Karmagar, isn't it?
Karmagar has no known start history. It's just always been as far as everyone's concerned.
Right, and does this
It's always been perfect.
And this looks like it's seen the wear of time, whereas Karmagar is still lived in. Okay, and before you, a young man asks who you are.
Greetings. My name is Cord. We are here on behalf of Lady Devon to see Lady Kamada Saravoid.
Okay, my name is Getia. I am working with her. He gestures towards a stairwell nearby. And clears his throat, loudly proclaiming, "You enter the distinguished presence of Lady Kamasaravord, first throne of the historic order of the Palatine Eye. And my lady, your mercenaries have arrived," he calls out. And you hear a voice from the stairwell going, "Catamus, I might remind you we are meant to be a secret society. Perhaps next time you might refrain from speaking our name in front of every common labourer." And send my new arrivals down to meet me if you please, she says. At which point he gestures you to go on.
Yep, I'm happy to head down the stairs, was it? Or up the stairs?
Down the stairs.
Yep.
So you see Lady Vord is sitting on a small stool, her posture looking refined despite her surroundings. Her features are stern, and she keeps her black hair streaked with strands of grey, pulled back in a long braid. Despite the heat, she wears an embroidered black gown. An expensive lantern rests on the floor near her, illuminating a door that appears to have once been barred. The metal plate in the centre of the door is covered with etched lines in strange patterns, and she seems to be in the process of copying those runes into a journal that has a golden scarab beetle with a single eye on its back showing.
Victor, I think you're finding a lot of background noise.
God damn it. Why can't I do that? Oh shit. I guess I can't participate then. This is the best I can do.
No, just mute while you're not talking.
Oh, how can I do that if I don't have access to my phone? Shit. Fuck, I guess I can't continue then. Let me check, I will try.
Okay, while you're doing that, you do see the lady who looks... let me see. Where's a good... trying to get a good picture where you can actually see her. And organising my hands at the same time doesn't seem to work too well. Let's see. There we go. I think I've got a bit better picture there.
Yep.
So she looks stern but strong. As you come down the stairs, she puts her journal down and rises gracefully.
Thank you, Clan. Understand that we may be of service for you?
She nods. She says the Order appreciates your presence here today. I trust the figure that was agreed upon was sufficient to secure your services. I have been studying with great interest a report from one of our agents, a Magnamarian named Kalari Devran, regarding an object of interest. We have reason to believe a treasure of particular import lies under Pale Mountain. It is an ancient complex called the Tome of Talar Seft. I have been planning an attempt to retrieve it for some time, but I received word of a dangerous cultist group called the Night Heralds seek this treasure as well. As I have not had time to sort out an expedition myself, I've had to expedite and see if friends of Devran were able to come through for us.
Well, we are certainly keen and eager to find the source of the item that was being discussed, because our understanding is that one of the resources that were being used that led to this discovery was one that we ourselves accumulated originally.
She nods and says, luckily then you have some insight into what you're facing. Fortunately, we have advantages that the Night Heralds do not. While the majority of the Tome of Talar Seft is a labyrinth, she has, through research, revealed a hidden back entrance into it via the lower slopes of Pale Mountain. Entrance is said to appear as a black stone within a scar across the mountain. With luck, you can reach the tome and secure the treasure before the Night Heralds even enter the complex. Her servant Cadamus has prepared a map of the route. The object she requires is a large gemstone with a series of shifting hieroglyphs glowing within it. If you can read the hieroglyphs, you will note they represent a number that appears to be counting down. The text refers to this gemstone as a countdown clock. But other than the rumors of it being hidden in Talar Seft's tome, we know a little about the specific location within. All other treasures you find in the tome are yours to keep, though the Order may wish to purchase any vital to our efforts at an especially fair price. If you have any other questions you'd like to ask, she says.
Wes, why? How much are you paying us?
The agreed upon price was 45 credits, so 45 gold each, plus an ability to keep anything but the countdown clock. Will be paid for the other items at a fair price.
It was cleared and arranged with Lady Devran, before we left.
Yes, no, I just wanted to make sure how much I knew I was getting paid. Well, 45 credits seems it's credits. 45 gold seems appropriate.
And she looks at you. Are you by chance?
Credits will not do fine.
She looks at you and says, "By chance, are you a silver tongue at all?"
Indeed, I am.
And you have a older sister who goes by the name of Henna.
Indeed, I do.
Well, now you know the competition you're facing.
Shit.
Come on, man. We are getting into a tomb to retrieve ancient texts and ancient knowledge and keep everything there. How much do you want?
I'm happy with the amounts that has been proposed. I just wanted to know how much you'll be getting.
Your sister is leading the Night Walk?
She believes his sister is. She has a rather bloodthirsty reputation.
True. Our work is really cut out for us.
Yeah. You're suggesting that your familiar relationship will not aid our progress?
Good grief, no. You see my father?
Well, yes, but not your sister.
Yes, but the elder Silver Tongue inherits. I am not the elder Silver Tongue.
Mm-hmm. Are you implying that when you say the elder Silver Tongue, you're implying that it's the elder Silver Tongue alive at the time of inheritance?
Yes.
So you're saying that she has reason to concern your appearance?
Yes. I made it very clear that once we were both considered adults that I would kill her. She's older than me, and as such she has to die, as all Silver Tongues know.
There can only be two, the current wielder of the inheritance and the inheritor.
Exactly.
Yeah. I am glad that my own family is not like yours.
Your family just seems boring then. What, you actually get along with your siblings? Sorry, no. We do get along. We're quite fond of each other, but we just know that I have to kill her.
So you're suggesting that she may be of assistance until such a time?
Oh, no. She knows that I'm going to kill her at the first available opportunity. It doesn't mean we hate each other, but, it might be cordial if there's other people around. Witnesses, shall we say?
Well, as Lady Gord has suggested, hopefully we shall not meet your sister on this particular occasion.
Oh, if there's witnesses, there'll be no problems.
Well, the next day, if there's witnesses, if we meet them, that means that they haven't. We're not as far ahead of them as we'd hoped to be. So.
Yes. Either way, don't expect favors.
So you suggested that your manservant would be able to lead us to the entrance, or lead us to the location where your map starts to guide us?
He will provide a map which will lead you to where you need to go.
Right.
It is inland at the southern borders of the desert.
Do we have an indication of how far that is from here?
Yes. Just trying to get the section where it says so.
Or at least how far it is from the whatever location we are starting from?
It's quite a few days. Here it is. 80 miles.
Mm-hmm.
She has arranged for some stuff to assist you.
Mm-hmm.
She holds out a scroll case.
I will take it from her hand.
There's inside you will find a scroll of fly.
Shut up, that's me. Give me.
And she has a couple of rune stones that she can enchant a weapon.
Ah.
Does anyone have a melee weapon they wish to have enchanted?
The,
No.
the,
Melee combat. Poof.
the so okay. My own weapons, some of my weapons have already got some mystic capability. Do we know what these runestones may provide?
Yes, they make it easier to hit and deal damage.
Well, I mean, Doozer's been trying to save up so he can upgrade his other orcish axe.
But I'm assuming these ones probably won't actually improve if you've already got a +1 striking.
That is correct.
One of mine has has the runes, and I've been trying to save up to do the second weapon, which I've only just got in the last couple of sessions.
Yep, that is correct.
No one else takes up the offer.
Well, certainly Cordar's potentially using some of them, but so what kind of weapon? Doozar uses a great axe, was it? Is his main weapon?
No, so I have a great axe, but he primarily uses his orcish orc mix with him, right? And he now has 2 of those because he can now hit twice with like dual wield, sort of.
Perhaps the potency rune, is it? +1?
It is a +1 potency rune
Any
and
potency
a
rune, yeah.
striking.
So perhaps if the potency rune could be placed upon my colleague here's worthy axe, and the striking rune could be placed upon my own blade.
She's happy to do that.
That sounds good to me.
What's the damage of the axe? You do axes. I'm assuming up to D8 or D6, D8 type stuff. As opposed to the great axe, which would be a D12.
Yeah, I think upgraded does. Let's Google looks. So currently I've got the striking weapon potency rune on one of my next litters. So it does.
Yeah, so next one is 2d8 base. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 2d8 now.
Yeah, that's right. It was more that if you didn't have striking on your great axe and you use it regularly, that would definitely.
I use my next litter more.
Yeah, happy with that. So certainly the potency rune upon her second axe and striking rune upon my longsword would fit well.
Sounds good.
And I understand Luna wanted to sort of fly, although I expect it doesn't matter too much who has it, as long as someone can read it, whether it be Balath or Parry or probably Quest.
Quest maybe not so much. Harry would be jumping a bit at any time.
Because it'd be one less spell he has to learn. Which means you would never see it cast as a scroll.
I actually just heard like I scroll and I just said yes. Me.
Yeah,
I didn't actually know that was actual magic scroll over there.
Corda did recognise Luna's instantaneous reaction to the thought of something on paper.
So Harry's got some competition. That's gonna be fun.
Well, healthy competition's always good. One of you will at least live longer. And also the 3 new members to Friday got warned that Doozar and Willie think of each other as party pets, only seeing each other as the equivalent of puppy. So they're unable to actually interact with each other as people.
Right.
So we both think of each other very weird pets in the party.
It's very much a canine-focused group,
Yeah.
even if they're not all on 4 legs.
Well, I mean, how many dogs do we have now? We've got my 2, we've got Parry's, we've got
Willie.
Bayless got 2. So that's 5 now.
Yeah, but I'm not going to the fact that seemingly some of our 2-legged party members also think of themselves as canine.
I don't think of themselves, they think of one of the other party members as a canine.
Oh, right, okay.
You know, I see Willie as another dog in the party, so I see 6 dogs. And Willie sees 6 dogs, but everyone else sees 5 dogs.
Okay, yep.
Not to be confusing at all.
No, not to be confusing at all.
But apparently, from the rest of the party's perspective, both of you can quite happily talk and interact in apparently humanoid manner.
No, they only interact with each other as if they're a puppy.
But I will talk to you like a person.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, in our interactions with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which you were told was an improvement from neither of them actually seeing the other one at all. So you've also been provided with a camel each.
A camel, cool. I was going to say whether or not it's transportation of some sort, and yes, because I suspect that carts or carriages are inappropriate.
Carts and carriages will not make it across the desert, she says. Do you have any questions you want to ask while you've got the chance before we let you travel? You still got at least a couple of hours before sunset, and it's a good time to head out. Remember that in the desert, the middle of the day is a rest period, not a travel time.
I was going to ask.
Yes, I have a question.
Yep.
I'll let Victor go.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. What about, is there any problem if I try to pick what is inside the book before we begin?
Well, there is a problem. The book's not here.
The book's in Magnemar, in Absalom.
No, the book we are trying to retrieve from the tomb, besides the gemstone.
There's not a book in the tome. You're only getting the
There
gemstone.
might be a book.
Oh, okay, then I misunderstood that.
She does say that if you do find any books in the tome, she doesn't mind if you look at them, just that she wants first option to buy any books you find.
Oh, okay then. Okay, then so the only obligatory retrievable item is the gemstone, right?
Yep.
And everything else they get
Okay,
first
I
option to buy.
understand, sorry.
Now, whilst it might only be a couple of hours till sunset, which makes it good travelling time for the desert, from our perspective of when we left Magnemar, I'm assuming Lady Hindmarch probably sent it off fairly early in the day?
She sent you off probably about midday.
Okay.
A little bit after midday, so it hasn't been that long. You're getting close to sunset, and and it's only been like 3 hours since you left Magnemar.
Yeah, that's right. But like, it certainly, if we were to leave now and try and get some hours into travelling, it's not like it's going to make a super long day for us.
No.
So,
You've not done any travelling yet of this type.
Well, as I say, I guess talking to Lady Void and also Getir or her other manservant, the idea of having not travelled in this sort of climate, is there particular apparel that would be appropriate that
Yes,
we should be aware of?
each of the camels should have a pack with a robe in it. That will it's made out of a light white cloth that will deflect most of the sun. And if you're caught in a sandstorm, provide enough covering to help you survive the storm.
Sandstorms are likely sort of hazard of the travel?
Generally not, but anytime you're dealing with an ancient evil, sandstorms generally happen. And considering that the Night Heralds are involved, it's bound to be an ancient evil.
Do we know more about these Night Heralds?
It says, yes, they worship horrible things from beyond the stars and seek to bring those to this world. Have you heard of aberrations, she says.
We have certainly come across a few in our time.
They seek to bring those that created the aberrations here to this world.
Would that potentially explain their interest and connections with the notes of the last theorem, which my understanding was written in Aklo, the language of the aberrations, is that correct?
Quite possibly, she says. Most of the Night Heralds are deranged to begin with, let alone wanting to inflict their madness on everyone else. As she looks at Balaf and says, no disrespect intended for your sister, she is a nutcase.
It was something I was about to say that, yeah, Cordak had a look towards Balaf and say, yes, and this is your family?
And he's currently on mute, so that works well. Yeah, he's most likely biting his tongue.
Sorry, go again. Sorry, I was just distracted for a brief moment. What's going on?
There was a discussion about the fact that the Night Heralds are apparently a bunch of crazy idiots trying to bring the aberrations of old and the ancient aberrations back into the world, and the
She referred to them all as nutcases and says, no disrespect intended to your sister, but she is a nutcase.
And Cordak actually looking toward Bella to say, yes, so this is your family?
You know, the Silvertongues can be called many things. Nutcases, really not appropriate. And you can call her a nutcase all you want, but would you say it to her face?
I did last time I saw her.
And you're still alive. She must like you.
No, she tried to kill me at the time.
So you're saying...
Guys,
She must like you because you're still alive. If she wanted to kill you, yeah.
Can I say something before I need to like vanish for
You can.
forever?
Yeah,
Don't worry. What I will ask is there any book or any source of information here that I can travel and study about things that we might encounter over the tomb? Like creature or some sort?
She looks at you and
danger
says,
or hunters?
she has no text to spare. She's using all she's got for her research.
Damn it. Okay. The things I have about Luna is that I have two things that I am currently like investigating. One could be the Night Herald, the group, and the other thing might be the gemstone itself. So I get like +1 if I need some knowledge check or perception, something like that. Okay.
And unfortunately, the resources aren't available for it.
Okay, so I'm currently investigating the Night Herald and the gemstone.
Okay. Both of those are not well-known subjects. Gemstones themselves are legendary, unique items. So,
And yeah, they're going to go off to any of their textbooks and then take off into the desert and die with.
none of you needed to know who the order is, she asks.
I know, it's just like a mechanical thing.
You're saying the order of the Palatine Eye?
She says yes.
Well, anything you wish to tell us would be nice, but certainly recognising that any friend and colleague of Lady Devlin, I'm sure that you are on the path of rightness and good.
Well, she says, that's not always exactly true. says, we in the Aerostatic Order of the Palatine Eye seek to awaken our inner divinity with knowledge and self-awareness. We also collect treasures pertinent to this mission, or in cases like this one, seek to keep dangerous treasures out of the hands of those who would commit great offense if they had access to them. So we are looking more to the greater good than the individual good.
Well, okay, certainly such ideals and goals can certainly align with those that I work with.
She nods and says, with all deeds, the path to hell is led with simple compromise, she said.
Yes, just why one shouldn't compromise on one's ideals and goals.
And she says, I'm sure you understand the nature of Pale Mountain.
It's not a location we did recognise before. I was simply assuming that it was a local site that made a good reference point. You mentioned it being the tomb of Teleset.
It is. It's also a volcano in the Brazen Peaks near the border of Osirion. It stands above its near its fellows and is occupied by Gnolls.
Gnolls.
As their home territory. Dog folk if you've not met them before. But not the polite dog folk that you actually want to pat, the dog folk you think are rather to need to be put down.
I have certainly heard of such concerns. So I don't know that Cordar at least or the parties actually met any Gnolls directly.
Not in the storyline. Often you may have met one or two.
Yeah,
so. As to Thassilonian, he was a scholar of the elemental planes, the realms of air, earth, fire, and water. She does not understand why such a artifact such as the countdown clock would have been included amongst his collections. It does not fit into any of those fields of study.
Mm-hmm. But the information you've found indicates that he seemed to have been buried deliberately with this item.
He attained it near the end of his career, she says.
Alright.
I might be emulating Harry a little here, but like why could it not be what it seems to be? Like if his field of study was all this other stuff, could that have been an affront to studying whatever this darker thing is, or?
She says whatever the Night Heralds are into has nothing to do with the elements. So,
as in, like, could he have been saying that his studies were the elements, and yet was actually looking into these darker mysteries?
He could possibly have, she says, but all references to him before he disappeared from the world has him being author of a couple of tomes on elemental mysteries. So he was a leading scholar of his time for the elemental worlds.
Right, okay, so he did publish stuff that he was supposedly interested in. Or working on.
Yeah, so nothing since he built the tome was published.
Right.
So you might find works that he made left there.
I'm sure they'll be of interest to all if we can obtain them. So,
Sure.
when you say that he disappeared from records, are you saying that like after his death, in the sense that, or okay, if he left a known tomb, I'm assuming he didn't disappear before he died.
He disappeared before he died. The tomb required a lot of references and study to uncover. and had been missing for centuries.
Ah, that makes sense.
But since she discovered references to it, the Night Heralds also did. She assumes that they have someone watching her progress, which is why she can't go herself.
Well, we shall indeed endeavour to ensure that we are not followed then.
Well, if you do, make sure they don't come back. The desert hides many bodies, she says.
That's a policy I can get with.
Well, she does believe that you shouldn't leave evil in control of power. Which is why...
Certainly, evil should be thwarted everywhere.
Which is why she's personally been responsible for the death of 2 of your brethren already, she says.
My brother.
You did wonder why you don't have many family members with a father who's lived for centuries.
No, I don't wonder about that at all. I know that we all come to our own stupid end, or at least they do, because they're dumb silvertongues, too caught up in their own little world.
Well, your sister is the only one who has challenged me and yet walked away.
Well, that seems very silly of her. And of you, why didn't you finish her?
I was not in a position to do so at the time.
Right. So she was stronger than you.
No, we were in presence of someone who had more political power.
More political power than a silvertongue, that seems unlikely.
She laughed.
Well, to say, seemingly it is a problem we're facing in Corvosa at this very time.
No idea what you're talking about.
Somehow that does not surprise me.
There's only one thing that would surprise me, Cordar, and if you finally decided to die and do us all a favour. I mean, what?
Yeah. Well, you mentioned just confirmation for our entry point that we're looking for. We've got the map to follow, but you mentioned a black stone marking the entrance.
The description she has of the secret entrance is as a black stone within a scar across the mountain.
Within a scar across the mountain.
She's sure that you'll be able to interpret what that means.
Yes. We're talking about a vein of basalt going the entire length of the mountain. I'm sure that'll narrow down the field. On a volcano.
Well, as long as it doesn't explode while you're there, I'm sure it will go down well.
And hey, the depth of the volcano might be some respite from this blessed heat.
Quite possibly, she says, or worse. So, good luck on your journey.
Thank you, Melody. So endeavour to return us with the gemstone and any other items as rapidly as possible. Is it, you mentioned there are camels for us. Is there amongst those an extra Pac-Man animal or two to return with all the treasures?
She can arrange that with Commodus. She calls out for him and says, can you obtain 2 extra camels for our group, please? She's hopeful that with the extra camel you might be able to bring back more manuscripts or books you find while there.
Certainly the advantage, and on the way there it means that we can carry a few more supplies of food and water, etc.
Carry enough to travel 200 miles, she says. Because getting there is only half the journey.
Yes, and I suspect that the opportunities to forage within the lands are reduced from what one might normally expect.
Mm-hmm. Well, unless you're a desert nomad, finding where the water is and how to access it is not going to be possible.
So certainly aim to bring enough supplies in to forego that need.
And make haste, because silver tongues do not dawdle.
Yes, but they can be distracted.
Look, I can't argue with that.
So as you head up the stairs, you are greeted by Camadius, who has all the camels. And he says, "May you find speed and insight on your course. For performing this service, you will earn a good name within the order. A reward greater than the coin, whether you believe it or not," he says. And then speaks something in Osirion to you.
It's obviously gobbledygook to most of the party, to anyone that has any context of what he said.
Does any of you actually know Osirion?
I don't speak Osirion. But do I know anything about the language?
Yes, it's called Osirion.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Harry doesn't know it either, but I would also not be surprised if he did know it. But I could probably look on his character sheet to see if he does or not.
No, have a quick look.
Well, and that Cordar will respond to the statement of, well, yes, and fare thee well for yourself and yourself.
Mm-hmm. He salutes Cordar and then heads back inside. But it's more one of those chest salutes than a actual sticking arm out sort of thing.
So,
hey, don't point at anything you're saluting to.
No, that's all right. So, looking at these camels, are they going to be are people confident that they can ride the beasts?
I can hold on.
Sorry, what was he speaking language again, Mom?
Osirion.
Osirion.
I don't think Harry has it, but then again, I can't read Josh's writing.
It would be an unlikely language to have.
He does have like 8 languages though, so
Yeah.
He's now got a reason to take it, whether or not you hear it again. He's Perry after all.
It's also one of those things is that it's unlikely he'd be in a position to have had the opportunity to learn it either. So, like, he would obviously be eager to learn it, but considering our travels, I mean, he might have picked it up in Absalom, but that's about the only place he might have picked it up.
And most of the time in Epsilon, you're focused on working towards spending your time in Varisia, not out of it.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so you have 80 miles to travel.
Yeah.
And you get to make a survival check to see if you make ground or lose ground.
Okay.
That's concerning.
So. Well, will a flat 15 effectively maintain a course?
It will in a meandering sort of way.
So 15 in itself is not a pass, a success, is that right?
15 is a failure.
Okay. Is there anyone else in the party that is particularly skilled at survival?
Duza
Oh god, no.
is just checking.
Well, Deuce is probably what I was supposed to be looking towards. So, being the ranger type.
So, I'm trained. So it's what 6 plus my wisdom. Is that right, Mom?
I believe so. Yes.
So that'll be 7. So plus 7, and I rolled a 16.
Okay. So yes, you're able to travel.
Yeah, so 23.
You describing that reminded me of the fact that I haven't actually updated the skills for level 4 in my character.
Yeah.
They all go up by 1.
That's what I've been doing.
Just confirming the travel
Jeremy, I
times.
finally found my character sheet as well.
Always comes in handy.
Has it been updated since level 2?
Level 3, thank you. And yes, it is.
We're level 4 now.
Yeah, no, it's from level 3. No.
Okay, cool.
So there's no one who's actually like specialist in survival that we can follow? Or we
Okay, so right, no, they haven't provided a guide. Right, we do have members of the party that know how to survive in the wilderness, not necessarily quite so well in the desert.
How difficult can it be? I'm sure.
Exactly. I'm sure it's almost identical to the swamps that Fordyce used to.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just realised that I hadn't muted myself again, so you just got the lovely song of muted people.
Well, Mia was happy though.
So when I said a flat 15, Martin, it should have been a flat 16, but.
Unfortunately, it's still too low.
I'm sorry, I'm happy that should have been a fail, Paul.
Okay. I was just trying to look up the speed that a camel or a horse would travel. Because one of those nice things of Pathfinder 2 is it doesn't have a camel anywhere in any of the new books. So I'm just going to have a quick look for it and get the travel speeds, because that says how far they actually travel each day.
I have a vague memory from 3.5 days that the speed of a camel was either 40 or 50 from when I had a character that used a camel.
And luckily they do have a page which comes from... Trying to see which book they pulled it from. Does not say. Oh, Bestiary 3, page 43. So they actually do have a camel. And its base speed is 35 feet.
35, okay.
So at 35 feet, they travel 28 miles a day.
I mean, presumably when Lady Ford suggested that it was going to be, I mean, she said 80 miles, didn't she? She didn't say how many days travel. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, presumably she was thinking days in terms of camel speed anyway, so.
Okay, so as the sun starts to rise, you find yourself 28 miles further in, and you start setting up camp for the day.
Mm-hmm.
One of those wonderful things of...
May I say change my pursuit elite to from the gemstone to desert Gnolls?
You could. Does that have to be done? Does that have to be done with downtime, or?
No, it's just like I can pursue another lead in 1 minute from each other. And if I let go one, I can only go back for 10 minutes of last time. So I can pursue multiple leads. That's no issue.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're now up to the second night and seeing how far you travel. That's also another survival roll.
The Pathfinder do have the A type thing.
It does.
In skill checks.
As long as you can get DC 20 on survival, you can aid someone and give them a +1 to their roll. If you can get 30 on your roll, you give them a +2 instead.
Cordar will attempt to aid Dukra in the survival, but he does not get DC 20. He only gets DC 16.
But not a critical failure, so not a detriment.
Not a hindrance. So, Dukar attempting a survival check again.
Someone's on me.
That was something Martin was going to say. Certainly on that first day, Cordar attempted to, like, he wore the light robes, but they were over the top of his leather armor.
Wait. That's my pocket, Bob.
Did he, go on?
Are we doing a survival check for the daytime? Is that right, Martin?
For the night travel.
Well, for the next travel time.
Oh, the next travel time. Okay. Rolly. No, that's not the roll. It's 15.
Okay. On a 15, you managed to travel 24 miles that day.
Yes, hi. Yeah, hello.
How did the so certainly on the first day, Cordar was aiming to travel, still wearing his leather armor underneath the white robes.
You seem to be able to get by with it as long as you're not out in the sun during the middle of the day.
But he's certainly not. He's very confident that he wouldn't be wanting to wear his half plate during the travel time.
He's confident he wouldn't even want to wear the leather armor in the midday.
What about at night?
At night, it's cold, so you don't actually mind what you wear.
Okay, well, he will certainly wear his half plate then while travelling.
Okay, so you make it today to travel night 3. Does Cordar try to help again?
So the next day, 1 o'clock. This time he does manage to assist.
So, Doomsday gets a +1 to the roll.
So I'm rolling again. I'm sorry, I'm just finding it hard to hear me being squeaky.
It's all good. You're up to the third night of travel.
Third night of travel. I rolled a 17, so 17 plus 8 is 25.
Okay.
Plus 1 is 26.
Well, no, that was with your +1.
Oh, yeah, plus 1 is right. Yep.
Are we already going up the mountain?
No, you're crossing the desert.
We're traveling through the desert.
Hey.
All right.
So you are 70 miles into the journey.
Yeah, hi.
Out of the 80 we expect to travel.
About out of the 80 you expect before you hit where the map veers you off the road.
Right, okay. Okay, well, I guess during the next day of travel then, we'll be, or next night of travel, we'll be definitely looking at the landmarks to make sure we don't miss them.
Okay, do you help this time, Jeremy?
I will give another attempt to assist. Even if it's only in that careful watching out for landmarks as we travel. Natural 20.
So that means you make it a +2 to do so.
Yeah, 26 upgraded. So. And unfortunately, Duke is going to roll a 4, so it won't matter.
Well, I rolled another 17.
Oh, nice.
17 plus, so 8, 9, 10, so 27.
So 1 point off a critical success.
Oh, boo. Yeah.
So I'm guessing that means we spot the appropriate turn off part of the
You do a few hours before dawn, you find your... About 3 hours before dawn, you find your turn off.
And does the new pathway change the conditions of our travel at all? At least initially?
You're now starting to head up the side of the mountain.
Right.
Though you think you've actually managed to do quite well travelling across the desert at this stage.
Mm-hmm. Does the map have indication of scale as to how long the travel is when on the map itself?
I think, like everything, the map has no scale.
Okay, but I mean, what idea? Like, are we expecting basically to be able to see this black stone scar in the mountain from the turn-off, or are we expecting to travel for some time before we actually start looking for those sort of landmarks?
You're unsure because it didn't explain.
Okay. Yeah, well, I guess, how many landmarks are marked on the map?
So on the map it has a lake fed by a waterfall.
Okay.
Which is the first lake you've come across while travelling.
Yep. Well, as we start to climb the mountain, the pathway type stuff, can we hear any indication of flowing water and or roaring waterfalls?
Well, you can to the part where you stop. So where you turn off, the looming presence of Pale Mountain rises to the northeast. Its slopes rugged and forbidding. The overgrown tracks of an old road wind through the foothills, but no visible trail leads up to the tangles of scrubs and brambles between here and the dormant volcano slope.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to surveil wildlife?
Miss what you said, Victor, what were you trying?
Surveil wildlife.
Oh, I can work out what...
Is it nature check, yeah?
Yep.
Sure, I'll just look it up to make sure I've got it clear.
Okay.
Okay, so where is the skill reference from? The actions of our wildlife.
It's on nature skill. I guess it's an exploration activity.
If it's about,
Core.
if it's from,
Remember exactly what it is.
if it's from the core rulebook, you can recall knowledge, command an animal, identify magic, or learn a spell from nature. Unless you're looking at a different skill and you've picked the wrong skill.
Or is this a feat or something, like a class feat or something?
I was going to say, you might be talking about the feat survey wildlife.
That sounds like it.
Do you have that feat, Victor?
Although that's actually a survival skill check, I think. Instead of be training in survival.
It is a survival check. And it requires 10 minutes and
Okay, so Victor's saying these. That's not that table, okay?
Wrong character. That's why I have to ask these things.
So, all good, don't worry about it.
He can't hear you.
Okay, so we're going up the mountainside.
Hello, I'm back. What I would say is just like we had tried knowledge check to see what type of things is around. Knowledge using nature, of course.
Sure. So I want to roll for Victor?
Yes, I got the plus.
He got a 6 on his die.
I don't remember.
So as this area is new to him and he hasn't had a chance to study it as well yet, unfortunately that makes it a critical failure. So what would Victor like to tell everyone about these lands?
Oh well, very dangerous and like
And what sort of creatures do you tell them live here?
let's see, like frost, mountain worms or something like that.
Okay. Victor, okay, Luna, I don't suspect that the mountains in a desert are quite like the mountains of your homeland.
Oh, I'm sure something like that is around here.
Well, we'll keep a watch.
Hey Mum, I'll be back in a few minutes.
All good.
So according to the map, we're taking a overgrown brambly path, was it?
You think there's an overgrown brambly path to go up?
Okay. But does it look like the camel, or like initially we will attempt to see if the camels will be going through it? Although, did you say there was other pathways on the mountain?
Doesn't appear to be a direct route up the mountain.
Okay, yeah. So, assuming that the camels effectively can't be able to push their way up through the brambles, Cordar will dismount and toss the reins of his camel to probably Dooku, who's probably recognised as the most capable with the animals. And then draw his longsword.
Mm-hmm.
With the flaming longsword, so therefore he'll only care not to actually set things on fire, but if necessary, he can burn as well as cut his way through. So,
Yep, as soon as he does that, Belath will dismount as well.
And as you set foot on the ground, you all hear a laughter coming from the foothills around you.
Ah, the spice must glow.
do we recognise the tone or the culture of the laughter?
Give me a nature check.
So, as a player, I'm immediately thinking, hang on, aren't Gnolls known for their hyena-like laugh? But knowledge nature, or nature check of 1925.
Just looking up the DC for you. I've had 25, you get a critical success.
Oh, cool.
And you identify the distinctive sounds of hyena.
Right, so not necessarily Gnoll, but yes, we're certainly looking at some potential critters in the vicinity. So, any idea of the numbers that we're potentially looking at?
At least 3.
So, well, Cordar's certainly going to take a bit of a search around then to...
One of them sounding at least twice twice as deep as the other two.
Okay. He'll as part of his preparations to try and move, he'll also ensure he'll loosen his shield and then rebuckle it to his arm properly. And look around to see if we A, surrounded, and B, whether or not he can see where any of these hyenas might be at this moment in time.
Okay, well, you can't see them. You think they're about halfway between you and the foothills of the mountain you need to climb.
Okay. Well, I will certainly pass on to the others that we appear to have some wildlife in the vicinity. I don't believe it is, what was it, ice-breathing giant worms, but rather possibly some more puppies.
Puppies with a Joker complex.
Well, I must admit, it's been a while since we've had something to fight, so it could be fun, or perhaps we could avoid them.
I would hope that they're aware enough to not try and attack a body as large as ours.
Camels make great eating dogs.
Yes, but they may also recognise the other canines in our group that would oppose any such attack.
Yes.
You think that's the only reason you heard them is your pack's bigger than theirs?
Yep.
Should we remount and continue on then?
Well, the point is that no, Cordag's definitely got to be on foot because he's got to try and cut his way through the brambles to make space for the camels to be able to go through. So I'm certainly happy that others can be on the mount because, hey, I suspect that they're less likely to go for you actually on the mount if you're already up there.
Yes, and this is all peasant work, I'd say, so it's more for you, Otehr. I'll jump back up.
I was surprised to see you get down. I assumed you had a sore backside.
No, I just wanted a better view of watching you getting eaten by some sort of monster.
Ah. Well, we shall see if we can oblige.
Yes, I can only dare to dream, my friend.
Don't worry, there's always the Kraken.
Yes, yeah, we can feed him to the Kraken.
Or, of course, the ice-breathing giant worms. But yeah, so
as long as you get eaten by something, my righteous friend, I would celebrate every day for the rest of my life.
Just thinking, has Porter had the experience of being eaten and trying to cut his way up from the inside of something? Clearly, I've had a lot of characters to do it. I don't think that happened to Porter yet.
Not yet, but being close. Today may just be that day.
Yeah, not yet, but Martin will see what he can do.
Well, I'm sure I had it recently, but then that was in the 5th D&D type stuff where eaten by a Tyrannosaurus. And not one
I'm
that
still pretty sour about that T-Rex, by the way.
I was going to say, not one that had swallowed or had a artificial leg enema.
Yes.
Though you could ask Emma
Yeah.
about being eaten by a Tyrannosaur as well.
Indeed.
Apparently, she's joined the club.
But yeah, okay, so we'll aim to continue to advance up the mountainside following this bramble-laden path after it gets cleared somewhat.
Okay, so Cordar shows his skill with the blade as he hacks, slashes, lunges and thrusts his way through many brambles to make it wide enough for you to get your camel through.
But why are you thrusting at the brambles? Doesn't make any sense. Slash at them.
He's apparently practicing his footwork.
I was going to say, it's important to practice all the maneuvers appropriate. I haven't had much opportunity to do my casting the last couple of days while traveling through the desert.
Yes, I haven't had much opportunity to not hear the word Carter recently either. It's a word I never even wish I had never heard.
Well, I do try and ensure that it does not disturb you in the early mornings when we take it out and back out.
Well, yes, you are very trying.
So what does Willie think of all this as he's sitting on his camel? So Peter, you are also on mute as well.
Not a lot, apparently.
We're just trying to include those who are also there as well.
Yes, no.
No comment, just watching?
No, my character has no interest in engaging with these plebs.
I'd be curious as to whether or not Dukra wanted to be assisting with the chopping of brambles and things like that. He's used to using double axes.
I believe he would, and he would be trying to show he can cut down more with one swing than you can.
And Cordar would be perfectly happy to accept that or allow Dukra the apparent glory of defeating the trees.
And I'm sure at that point, Duja would say, "Damn right."
So Cordar's happy to effectively allow Dukra to take the lead, and he'll go behind Dukra, basically widening the path. Worked on the idea that Dukra will go through, windmilling with the axis type stuff, clearing the way, and I'll just basically tidy up and make it a bit neater.
Every now and again, Belath will just throw a rock at the back of Cordar's head.
Cordar will certainly aim to dodge.
Or just raise your shield.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, dodge isn't a great throw to begin with.
No, but okay. Equal part from Cordar's perspective helps keep alert.
All part of training.
Okay.
If you can dodge a rock, you can dodge an arrow.
and let's face it, he's had plenty of practice at dodging Belath rocks.
That he has. Okay, so after a couple of hours of watching Duza brutalize the brambles along the way, unlike the elegance of your cutting, I'm sure Duza just, barreled through.
Yep.
Sure, why not? I mean, it's Doozer after all, and I'm back. I have no grace. At all.
We did have one of the other characters, so you could have the honor of cutting the path through, and I said, damn right, Doozer will take that honor.
Yeah, using my axes as cutting tools is always the best bet. I mean, they cut trees, right? They cut trees. We're cutting through trees, or parts of trees.
Yep.
Or anything in the way.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
Belath is now checking his spell list to see if there's anything else he can use to fuck with everyone.
and as was discussed, when it was clear that Deathloop was that Dooza's own self-worth depended upon him showing up Cordar was happy to take the back step.
Okay, so after about an hour of these brambles and the sounds of the laughing hyenas getting further and further away.
Yep.
I don't think even they would want to come anywhere near the swinging axe blows of Aorc in his form.
pure power.
I'm sure there are a couple of trees that you shattered along the way through.
Oh, probably. I'm not stealthy at all.
We're not attempting to stealth, so that's okay.
Well, that's good. I am showing my brute strength.
And it is a very impressive display.
So, the brush, brambles, and trees recede, replaced by a sandy flatbed bordered by the winding tributaries of a river. The small river flows down from the slopes of Pale Mountain, cascading over a few small waterfalls. The widest fork of the river passes to the north of the sand flats, most of which have been saturated with enough water to be packed hard.
Still keeping a lookout for any black stone scars through the mountain.
Okay, give me a perception roll.
Oh, D20 comes 5 tonight. 18 plus perception 25.
Okay, you perceive the river flowing down from the mountainside as a scar on the side of the mountain.
Ah. And presumably the river has eroded any of the dirt and terrain that would be above this basalt mountain. The nice black rock underneath the waterfall.
He says there should be some further up the mountain.
Yep. So,
But down here it's more sand.
that's right, but I'll certainly suggest to the others that yep, it would appear that we want to be moving alongside the river anyway at this stage, because it is likely to be the scar that we were told to look out for.
So does Corda head?
So, if the area is cleared, so that therefore there is less requirement for the clearing of brambles, then he's happy to move forward. If Dooku is happy to either have him alongside and or fall back to ensure that there is still none of those hyenas to try and follow us.
As you go to step forward, you do notice what appears to be a small mound with eyes in the middle of the sandy flats.
Yeah. So these sandy flats on the river almost swamp-like. I'm used to this. Much more terrain I'm used to.
They are.
Do I have any recognition or thought as to what might belong to such eyes?
Are we in the Cinderlands, Martin?
You are not in the Cinderlands. You are in a completely different continent.
We're a long way from home.
You're in the equivalent of Africa, having come from Europe.
Oh, wow, okay. Because I was going to try run a lore on it, but never mind. I guess I still could do nature, though.
You can. Nature is an appropriate skill check.
Let me have a look. My nature is +9. And my roll is not great. 5 plus 9, which is something. 14.
14. Okay. You're sure it's just some sort of frog or something like that?
But probably a big frog is the point, is that right?
Hard to tell.
So, you were saying it was in the sand or in the wet banks or something? Like
In the hard packed sand.
Hard packed sand, okay. So we're talking beside the river, like not actually wet?
Between you and the river.
Right, okay. And it's somewhat open terrain going into it, coming through across the hard packed sand?
Would you like to have a nature check yourself?
I did, no, I got 16, so, no, 15, sorry, so I'm thinking it wasn't much difference. Maybe for the idea that,
but I didn't got the time to say it.
You were taking action, were you?
Maybe he just popped off. And he's back again.
Right.
Yeah, did you guys hear anything?
You were trying to do an action check, were you?
Yeah, I was about to aid the here, but I just like didn't got the time to say it.
Okay.
I will try my own check then. And then one roll for me, and at 10, I guess it's 10.
I got a 19 for you on your roll, Victor.
Oh, then there's a total 29. Might be.
You recognize it as a large creature known as an Ankrav.
Yep.
Very much a giant insect, larger than, as large as your camels.
Yeah.
It will attack anyone who tries to cross the sand.
And it looks like he's just dropped out again. Does he know whether or not, well, if he can't attack anyone across the sand, is this a location of the sand where we could walk around and avoid conflict? Or otherwise, Cordar's happy to go in sword blazing as a, to hopefully scare off any animal type creature in that kind of way?
The path up requires you to cross the sand.
Right, okay. So, well, in that case then, Cordar will again ensure the shield is properly strapped and is ready for combat if it decides to attack. But he will aim to move forward. Are others prepared for creature to rush out and attack? Do they want to hold back if they're going to use missile or ranged type effects? Any coming beside Cordar? Forward for melee.
Garth just chills out on his camel and laughs at you.
Yep.
So that would be a initiative roll for people who are wanting to do stuff.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, man. Did I have myself off mute that whole time?
You did.
You were on mute the whole time. Well, if you were trying to talk just then.
No, as in, did you hear anything?
Where we're getting background noise.
Didn't hear
Yeah,
anything
no,
from
you're
you.
all good.
You're good.
Josh has just finished work. He's on his way. But he's pretty tired, so he'll stay up.
We can understand that. So yes, what are people's initiative?
So I missed what would happen, Martin.
There is a big insect-like creature in the sands that you have to cross to get to the path you need to take.
Right.
We're expecting to rush out and attempt to ambush us. So we're getting initiative. Initiative perception in this, isn't it?
It is perception.
Oh, Jeremy, you asked the question I was just about to ask.
It was something I've been looking through this thing. What is it for Pathfinder 2? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It's perception, or it's things like stealth if you happen to be stealthy at the time. Yeah. Mixed pieces, yeah.
I was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
24.
Cordar's on 11.
Can I keep my nature check to the initiative roll?
No, I've made them do a different check.
Yeah.
Expert.
And hey, there you go. There you go, Victor. I gave you another 19. And it won't be based off nature, probably. It won't be based off perception.
And what was Duza's check?
Sorry, I'm just making sure I've updated my perception properly. So expert is 8, as wisdom, so it should be +9, yeah?
Yep.
Alright, roll. Wow, my dice really wants to roll 17 today. So 17 plus 9.
26.
26.
And what did Willie get?
A massive 7. Fear my power.
I am afraid.
Well, I got 31, man.
Luna got 31.
Yeah.
Okay, so
equals to elf.
Luna gets to go first then, as people are starting to cross the dirt, the sand.
Right. So who's starting to cross? Obviously, Kordak planning to cross. I'm assuming Drusa's planning on walking across.
At this stage, Corda has put one foot on it, saying we need to cross and lure it out, and
Yep.
Luna now gets to go as you say that.
Happy with that.
Yeah, I might draw a real knowledge check this time. Or else I did get a success last time, right?
You got a critical success last time.
Okay, I can check what I will do.
I'd probably delay until the dumb guys do whatever they're going to do.
Yeah, I will delay actually. I can't talk about it now.
Okay, Drusa.
How dare you call me dumb? I mean, very dumb.
Hey, at least you're not one of the Percys.
No, I'm not that dumb. But I'm not... I mean, I have +1 in my intelligence, but that's not saying much.
Look, if it makes you feel any better, Jeremy's character is also quite intelligent as well, but still going to call him dumb.
Fair enough. Drusa is going to get both axes out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 actions. And he's got a Hunter's Mark the creature as his 3rd action.
Okay. You successfully mark the creature.
Wait.
Technically, you've still got an action left, because I'm assuming drawing both actions at the same time is only one draw.
Well, I mean, technically I could do quick draw on the first one, but seeing as it hasn't attacked us yet, I don't really see the rush. Usually I'm going to use quick draw when, I'm rushing into combat.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that's the question. You said, are you moving onto the sand at all? Or are you going to wait for Kordak to go first?
I'm going to wait for the thing to actually emerge before...
Okay.
Okay, Balath is now up.
Delay.
Okay, Cordar is now up.
I will start to move forward, watching the beastie to see if it tries to swing its attack. And how far away is it in feet? What's the distance to get to it?
Okay, it's about 50 feet in.
Okay. Well, I will do one move action then, going up to 25 feet.
Okay.
And assuming it hasn't reacted,
It's not reacted yet.
I will continue to move forward another 25 feet. So,
Okay, you think you're right above it at this stage?
okay, but it appears not to have responded at all to my movements.
Not yet.
So it appears to be like, it's not like in a hole in the ground or anything like that. It appears to have effectively buried and covered itself in sand. Is that the apparent effect?
You believe you're currently standing on it.
Okay, well, when I was walking forward, I would happily go round it if it wasn't going to come out, so rather than actually standing on top of it. So, I will basically hold position just off to the side of it, and be prepared to attack if it moves. So, but like I said, it's not actually a ready or anything like that, because obviously that would take 2 actions and stuff, but it's just the idea of, hey, if it wants to try and attack and ambush us, if it's allowed me to get on top of it, or be right next to it, I can stab it as it moves.
Okay, it chooses to act at that stage. It has no reactions.
Okay.
So it pops up out of the ground.
Yeah. It's actually, technically I'm going to do the raised shield, don't I? It's an action itself, so I'll have the shield raised. Yeah.
So once it stands up and pops out of the ground, it spits acid at you.
You didn't say anything about that, Luna.
Hitting armor class 21.
21 will miss.
Luckily, you're able to flick it off to the side. And he tries to hit you again with another acid spit because it's not close enough to actually engage with you in melee.
I thought I was basically next to it, but okay.
You were enough that he needed to make a couple of steps to go next to you.
Okay.
Okay, this...
That quite happily fits because the idea, I probably would have been in lunging range rather than sitting on top of it, so I'm happy with that.
I remember how you act, and it didn't want to spend the single action to settle over to you.
All good. So what's the AC for second spit?
Its second spit hits armor class 16.
16 is not a critical miss.
Okay, now I ask Luna, does Luna wish to act? I'll take that as a no.
Take them.
Then Baleth.
No, continue. Keep going.
Yes, I do actually. I got away from some people.
Okay, so you want to act?
Yeah. The first thing I want to know is when I critical success the knowledge check, why did I find out? Because the other was cutting in.
Well, you know it has many acid attacks, and it can rip armor apart quite easily.
But
you haven't.
I usually get additional information, right?
That was additional
did I
information.
get any information about any vulnerability or like weak points?
It has no weak points.
It has not. If I have like tornado reports, also I get additional information. Do I get to know any strong like if he has any resistance or any immunities?
Sorry, I wasn't able to follow all of that.
Any vulnerabilities or immunities?
It does not have vulnerabilities or immunities.
It doesn't have? Okay. Luna will gladly try to strike with something. Let me to make a sheet. Okay, I will try to spray off stars. That's my first action.
Mm-hmm. Is that an area effect?
That's 2 actions, area of effect.
What's the saving?
That's a DC 20 reflex save spell. So the creature must roll for reflex.
So it fails, and does it get Cordar in the area of effect?
Probably yes. Cordar will try to roll too, I guess, because it's a cone. I don't think I can aim the cone to not get Cordar in the way.
Well, you should be able to.
Something Cordar.
If I can, I would, I guess.
We're in an open field.
No, okay. Well, that's all about keeping him in it.
But I guess you're actually better at.
Well, that's quite happy to see him still getting.
What's the check? The reaction or?
It's a DC 20 reflex save. You might be way
DC
good
20.
at it.
Well, okay. I shouldn't be in the effect at all, but I do get 25 on my reflex save.
Yeah, 25 is a success, so you get
That's half damage, isn't it?
and you are dazzled for 1 round. I'm sorry.
You're firing into an open sand dune effect, and you decide to sit Cordo in the middle of it. He's not going to be happy.
At least the creature.
No one cares. Well, that's all about it.
Okay, so there's a slight problem. Spray of Stars has an area of a 15-foot cone.
And it's 50 feet away from you.
Yeah, so you are like in the bigger area, right?
They are over 50 feet from you. From where you are, it's at least 60 to 70. And if you just
So
did, if you just did the
range, I would just. If I'm not in range, I would just like use one action to get closer then, and aim it better.
You won't make it in range with one movement.
Oh,
two full moves to get.
God damn it, man! I didn't. I wasn't like listening that time. Sorry. Okay, then it's a total waste of clusterfuck.
So no one takes any damage if you move onto the sand and then cast your Ray of Stars ahead of you.
Yeah, that's a total fuck up. Okay. My curse advances, of course. And what I will do next is I will try to use my swing.
That's 3 actions you already had.
You've had 3 actions. It's a 2-action spell, and the movement is 1 action, which wasn't enough to get you in range.
Okay, that's my whole turn then. I will be ready up on next one.
So Beleth sees the spray of stars from Luna. What does Beleth do? He does note that they do fall short of both Cordar and the creature.
Oh, short.
Yeah, has Corda actually hit it yet?
He has
He
not.
hasn't attempted to attack yet. No. He's been prepared to attack it, but...
Yep, cool, still delaying.
Okay, Willie, you're now up. So Peter.
I'm going to drop down from my camel.
Yep.
And as I do that, as a free action, I sort of look at Doozer and I go, "Careful, puppy," and I then move behind the tree and I watch what transpires. I'm judging our new members to see how good they are in conflict situations.
Okay.
I got some bad news for you. Are you ready to be disappointed?
Well, you're probably as bad as we are, but we won't go into that.
Then I asked Beleth again, does he wish to act?
No, I'll let you know.
Okay, new round, and Doozer, you're at the top.
Beleth is also doing the same job as he's attacking.
Am I still on my camel?
No, you had been walking with Cordar and leading the camel.
Right, okay. So how far away is this creature?
50 feet.
So what, it would take 2 of my movement?
It would take 2 of your movement. And which reminds me to look up the range of Hunter's Mark.
The range of what, sorry?
Hunter's Mark.
I think the range of Hunter's Mark is pretty...
Visibility.
Yeah, like pretty good.
I'll look it up for you while you go through, so...
So what is Doozer doing?
I will... so the creature attacked...
It's Bat Acid at Cordar.
Coda. Alright, I will go up to the creature and I will attack with both my axes.
Is that a single action or a double action?
Didn't I take a skill, Martin, that could
I believe
essentially like dual wielding with Hunter's Mark?
I believe you had Twin Strike, which allows you to hit with both axes at the same time.
Yeah. That's
And
okay.
it is a single action.
Yes.
Yeah, and hunt prey is, you must be able to see or hear or be tracking. So...
Yeah.
So yes, you can roll twice.
Cool. So just for my second Orc Mech Splitter, I only got the weapon potency, so that increases the dice. Is that correct?
No.
Potency to +1 to hit.
So now they're the same to hit, just that one of them does extra damage.
Because my first one has has a striking and weapon potency.
Yep. Striking can be strike.
It's effectively a +1 striking weapon, whereas the other one's just a +1 weapon.
You can't have striking without +1.
So it's the first step. Getting the +1 is the first step to any magic on a weapon.
So I'm confused. Are they both the same?
No.
So your first weapon, the +1 striking, has 2 separate wounds on it.
Yeah.
A +1 potency wound and a striking wound. So they've both got, the second one's only got the +1 potency wound. So your rolls to hit are the same value for both of them.
Yeah.
It's just that with the first weapon, you roll 2 different damage dice, whereas the second weapon you only roll 1 set of damage dice.
Yeah, right. Okay. Sorry, let me get my dice.
Oh, good.
So the first one. Rolls so 15 plus 11.
That is a hit. And because you have twin takedown, you don't have a penalty on the second attack.
Sorry, Mum.
Because you're using twin takedown, you don't have a penalty on the second attack.
Yeah, right. Okay. The next one rolled 7 plus 11.
So, the second one misses.
The second one misses. Oops. Okay, so I'm only rolling. So the first one would have been my one with the 2 runes, so it'd be the roll of the 2d8. So
that kid's got some death metal in its future.
So that is 8 plus 4, which is 12. So that is 12 damage.
Okay.
Okay, the Buffus Wizard Nerd Man has arrived.
Just in time.
Just in time for combat.
Parry can now roll initiative.
Roll for initiative.
Roll for initiative? I thought you had dice, but no, why you don't? No, I've been using my phone.
That's an interesting thing to roll, though. If you roll your phone, I'm sure it'll come up screen or not screen.
No, I've been using the Star Wars app because it has a d20.
I believe that's a non-natural 20.
Your character sheets are removed off because I have to check them in for you.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah, non-natural 20.
So Duzar's just acted, and now it's up to Balaf's second round of actions. What does Balaf wish to do?
Yeah, look, again, I'm going to delay, bud.
All good. Now we're up to Parry.
I think this stuff is getting snacked. Yeah.
So Parry is delaying. Now we're up to Corda.
Parry will delay.
Corda, did you say?
Yeah, Corda.
Yep, I will. So effectively, it stayed how far away from me?
It's within lunging range, but not closer.
Okay, well, I will take a lunge. AC 28.
That is a hit.
Because you dropped that off.
Wow. 2d8 and a d6 damage, and I've got 4 points on the dice, and an extra 4, so a total of 8, one of which is fire.
Nice.
So your dice are up to average?
Yeah, so yeah. 2d8 and a d6 plus 4, and I get 8.
Balak will act.
Okay, one of which is fire.
Balath will
Don't
act.
make any difference.
So Balath jumps in.
Yep. He's
Hang
going
on.
to move within 30
Can I,
feet of the beast.
can I finish mine first?
You can finish yours
No.
first, yes.
No.
Because I'll take another attack and see if I can go a bit better on the next time round.
Watch him miss.
It's -5, isn't it? So that will be AC 22.
That is a hit.
That's a bit better. 12 points of magical slashing damage and 3 points of fire.
It's still
So a
going.
total of 15.
And you end your action there.
And
What'd you
I
go for a
raise shield
third
for my third action.
Raise shield, and then Balath is up.
Hey, wait. Wasn't Luna after Connor?
Luna.
Only because Ballast can be any time he wants to because he's been delayed.
Oh, okay then.
And he said he wanted to act after me.
Yeah, he's bored. So he's going to move within 30 feet of the beastie and cast Produce Flame.
Yep. Is that a saving
Single
throw?
action.
It is 2 actions.
You probably can't get within 30 feet then because it's
50
you
feet
get at least
away.
50 feet start away.
Yeah, alright, hang on, 2
If he's still on the camel, yes, he can. He can ride the camel to within 30 feet and then cast his spell.
Fair enough. Yep.
Sure, let's
you're
do
still on camel.
that. Very casually do that.
God damn it.
Because Luna was going to cast a spell to bring in the party as well.
But you guys
Sorry,
are
I'll
better
just bring up my-
protected. Come on.
23 to hit.
That is a hit.
Oh, hang on, 2 secs. Oh, nice. 21 fire damage.
Okay, and there's the sound of crackling carcasses as it crumples to the ground, burning.
Oh, perfect. Ballard sort of looks at it, has a bit of a smirk, looks back at the very lazy party member, then back at Cordar and says, "Can we go now?"
Either way, it's clear.
Very well. Lead the way, mighty Cordar.
And Cordar will continue on foot, allowing the others to lead camels. As
Yeah,
he,
other than the day, Luna will write down for report to the Pathfinders back in the lodge. I can't speak that word, that damage.
So you are close to making a religion check.
Oh wait, no, the goddammit was only for expressing myself outside of the room itself.
You may soon find it means more than just that.
Trust me when I say you don't want to do a GDI constantly because it leads to bad things. I
Oh, no,
not
we've
that
seen-
I only say because I can't say because I'm Brazilian, I can't say the word properly. So I report.
it's not a case of how you say the words, it's the fact that you're calling upon the wrath of the gods.
We've seen it go wrong.
That's right.
That's not like I wasn't saying anything in character, you know.
It's alright, Victor, we know, but we're still going to take it anyway.
Okay. So, as Cordar moves ahead, Give me a perception roll for Corda as he's walking through quicksand.
Does Doomsday need to do another survival check to get us through this bit of thing to the riverbank?
Quite possibly, considering you might be the one left standing.
Okay. He got 22 on perception, or 23 if Swamp Law would come into it.
Swamp Law would really be great if it helped.
It's just, obviously, yes, I recognise it's not necessarily actually swamp, but it's certainly swampish. We're talking quicksand near a river. But yeah, okay. 22 or 23, depending on how you want to play it.
I'm happy to provide support for his role if I can. Yeah. Good job. You walked through quicksand. Good job.
So what did you get on your perception?
22.
Yes, you do notice the quicksand.
Mm-hmm.
You managed to walk the party right into a patch of it.
Okay.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt. I am out of ideas. How can I skip work? I should probably go back and actually work myself.
Absolutely.
We agree.
I managed to get all the way through here, man.
Victor, real life comes first.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to get out since like 2 hours ago. I managed to play 2 more hours. I'm happy.
Yeah, but real life always comes first.
Yeah, I didn't got to get my birthday present yet, but Martin will surely provide it. I don't know.
You will.
Guys, have a nice fun.
Yep.
And
See you later.
I see you guys later.
See you later, Victor.
Thanks later, Victor.
So yes, how does Corda choose to deal with quicksand?
Okay. Well, certainly, if he's spots that he's about to enter or has entered, if he feels like he can actually leap back because he's only just entered or just at the edge of it, he will do so. Otherwise, tell everyone else to freeze while we work out how deep into how far into quicksand we've managed to go, or he's managed to go, and whether anyone else has been caught in the area as well.
Everyone's just on the edge of it right now, but it does look as if it spreads out all over in various points. It will be a survival check to navigate it.
Yep. So, it's certainly not something we can go around as far as we can tell based on what we're going to get to. Is that right?
You believe you have to cross through it at some point.
Yep. Okay. So, Corda will certainly consult with Dukra as to if he's had any experience with quicksand per se. As I said, I've had similar dealing with land that gives away in the middle of a swamp.
And bog of everlasting stench.
So, is Dukra happy to roll a survival and Corda will support?
I believe M is currently occupied.
Okay, well.
No, sorry. We were playing with a baby. Sorry. What was the question?
We've come into a batch of quicksand. We've got to try and navigate our way through an area filled with spots of quicksand.
Yeah.
A survival roll to try and get through.
Okay.
So,
before you survival,
yep.
Melaf looks to you, makes very intense eye contact. His eyes flash red, and he says, "Get us out of here. If you are willing to accept that spell, it will help us all."
Okay. Well, are you directing it towards Corda or Dusra or both?
Dusra.
I guess so. I probably don't know what's happening, so...
Well, you probably might take it on face value and say, oh, well, yeah, I am planning on getting out of here. Fair enough.
Yeah, pretty much
Well,
it's like,
in that
it's
case,
like I was.
whatever roll you do will get +1. If you do anything before that, you get -1.
Huh, okay.
But,
I accept.
yeah, Corda gets a 20 on the aid for the survival.
So you get +2.
No, not an actual 20.
No, he gets +1 from Gorda and +1 from
Oh, right, yeah.
Bella.
Does it all matter?
I got a natural 20, so my survival's what plus where is survival? +7. So
More
27.
survival than you?
29.
29.
Upgrades.
Upgraded.
Yeah,
So you got a critical success upgraded.
nice.
We probably get through the quicksand without having to worry about it too much, I'm guessing.
We literally hover over the quicksand like Jesus.
Yeah, we take shortcuts over the quicksand.
Doomsday gets everyone
The
up
quicksand
onto
forms
the.
into the appearance of a human and says, "Please, please, continue."
Following the advice of Doomsday, you all get up on the camels whose feet are suited to this sort of environment, and make your way across the sand without incident.
Marvellous.
Because, that's what we do in the Centerlands, is we rely on our animal companions.
And this is what nobles do: tell people to do their bidding.
Pumped. Look at that price. Really.
So as you look up the river path, you see the crystal clear river rushes down the slopes. And on the far side of the river, you see 3 ratty tents constructed of leather and sticks near the riverbank, with some crude fishing poles popped up along the side of the river.
Corda looks towards Balath and suggests that that would not appear to be the sort of accommodation that your sister might use if they were not hills. Correct?
Unlikely.
Can we see any occupants of these tents and or cooking fires?
Okay, as you watch, you can see what appears to be a hybrid with a hyena and a person step out of the tent.
Do Gnolls count as humanoid for society instead of nature?
They do.
Or?
They do.
24 on society. Do I consider these might be the Gnolls that I've heard people talk about before and possibly seen once or twice in Sandpoint? And on the travels with Groik?
What did you get on your roll?
24.
Yes, you do identify them as Gnolls. And apparently you also critically succeed in identifying them as basic hunter warriors. You also pick up their clan identification as part of the Al Chorhave tribe, known for their travelling with poisonous creatures.
Wow, apparently I listened more to Koya than I remembered. I had some stuff back of the mind. And most importantly, they're rarely friendly, is that correct?
Well, considering you have a pack of dogs with you, the chances of them actually being friendly to you is greatly increased.
Okay. Do I have any idea what language they speak?
You do. Once I look at the actual, they speak Gnoll according to this book, but I'll look at the actual
No, they
published
speak
book.
Celestial, obviously.
Well, I did figure that Gnoll was likely, but I wasn't entirely certain. And I have got Goblin and Jotun, so I thought, well, but those are potential if there wasn't a Gnoll language.
I'm telling you, they speak Celestial.
They do have their own language.
They do. Okay, so it is old. Yep.
And it's sort of like a barking, laughing language.
That fits with my thought process. Yes. And their location of their campsite is definitely between us and our desired pathway.
You can actually continue up the stream without crossing the river.
But don't cross the streams.
Well, I will quietly consult with the others as to the idea that I believe that we should just attempt to move on past these before they might see us. People happy with that?
Yes, I guess we can sneak by. Seems kind of boring, though. I'd like to see you try and kill him.
How wide is the river here?
The river is probably maybe 10 feet across.
Was that 60?
10.
10 feet across? Okay.
Yep.
So we could cross, but we don't really want to.
Well, we don't need to, is the point.
Leeches. Leeches.
So, in which case then, yes. Corna will encourage the others to move along past the area, but he'll actually hang back a bit just to be ready if they decide to come across and attack.
Okay.
I don't know if Dodra might want to actually also be ready, but either way.
So I'll get the party to make stealth checks.
Stealth.
No,
Well, but was Dodra actually going, or was Dodra going to wait and see if there was a fight occurring?
Well, you said let's go, so.
Well, but Cordar was saying to the others, like the party saying, okay, move on ahead. I'll wait here to see if they respond to our movements. So, obviously, the opportunity for you to volunteer to be there at the same time is there. It's not telling.
No,
Sorry,
I'll continue making sure the way up is clear.
Good. Yep. Happy for you to lead them. Good.
Non-natural 20. My stealth is better than I remember.
Well, you are a ranger type. You are supposed to be a bit stealthy.
And you have gained a level.
And I have gained a level, yes.
Okay, so you're actually stealthily going up the mountainside.
Range, which is 6.
We're level 4.
Yeah, but we're level 4, yeah.
How does Willie go with his stealth?
31.
Willie is disappeared somewhere. What Willie? I see no Willie anywhere.
See, the problem I've got though is I've got this fucking huge camel attached to my arm.
Would you also
trying to be sneaky with the camel attached is a little bit difficult.
There is a penalty for your stealth with the camel, but you still manage to critically succeed on your stealth.
Oh shit! Okay, cool.
Parry got 10.
Hey guys, over here!
No, it's your bling. It's all shiny.
Oh god, yeah, I'm blinding everyone.
Yeah. Mia, don't look up into the.
So, you see both of the Gnolls point at the shiny Parry standing in sunlight, letting the sun glint off his gold chains around his neck, throwing his hair
I
back
just
in.
realised I've been on mute for a while. I've been trying to talk for quite some time. Belath refused to get off his camel and got a 9.
And Parry does the whole panting hair moment, looking like he is right off the front of a romance book.
Yeah.
He does the panting hair and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, we dance, Bob. Yeah, oh god, yeah. Oh god, yeah.
As you see, 2 arrows being fired at Parry, one from each of the Gnolls, who basically, without even thinking, just fire at the shiny. So, first one hits an armor class of 22. And the second one does not, hitting an armor class of 12.
And they're aiming for parry, was it?
Parry the shiny.
22 hits parry, 12 does not.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so apparently that was a natural one on the D6.
Nice.
They do a whole 1 point of piercing damage, really denting Harry's pride as they put a hole in his favourite top.
Why?
And the arrow is only slightly into your skin. Apparently, your bling is so thick that it stopped an arrow.
Hell yeah.
So I'm going to call initiative.
Woo!
The 19th quarter.
$28 for parry.
10 for Bella.
Wait, there's combat?
Yeah. Doozer was too worried about clearing the way forward. He got 9, 12.
And what did Willie get?
A massive 18.
You got double digits. That is rare.
It is rare. I hate you for asthma, you motherfucker.
Okay, so Parry, I believe you got 28.
Yep.
So you apparently get to go first.
How far away are they?
They are about 40 feet from you.
40 feet.
Yep.
Then you got my book out. Book.
And they're across a 10-foot river.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
No, they can't. I didn't expect you would, but...
And none of these look like little children, so you're safe.
Alright, good.
But they do look like big puppies.
I missed what they were, Mum.
They are Gnolls.
So basically dog-headed humanoids.
Yeah.
More of the hyena-style dog instead of the wolf-style dog.
Well, I imagine the variant of Gnolls is like it's just a golden retriever head with a human body.
That they use those for the lupins, actually.
Yeah.
And that they're all very like the pet sort of dogs they look like.
Yeah. Oh, guys.
Hey, Martin,
Yep.
might be a silly question, but last time we fought those the lycanthropes, the were-rats,
Yep.
nobody had a case of turning into a were-rat and running around doing stupid shit, did they?
Not yet, but you've still got time.
Oh, do we? Ah, okay.
Haven't been a month, haven't
My
had a full
favorite
moon.
answer to that question is not that you know.
Good to know.
Mum.
Or what's another good response is I wouldn't want to speculate.
So not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
And what was that, Josh?
How far away is the river? Are we right along the river's edge?
You're right along the river's edge. You decided to stand in the spray of the foam to get the best effect possible.
Cool. If I catch them in the car's road, we're also the gnoll that hit me.
Okay. Make a ranged attack.
Yep. 23.
23 is a hit.
Now, it's automatically heightened, isn't it?
It is automatically heightened to level 2.
Level 2, yeah. So then it's... so it starts with as a cantrip. So it's 3d4.
Then it goes to an extra level added to it. So cantrips all start at level 1, as long as they have one listed as the number next to it.
Okay, so then 2d4.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's correct.
Just have to clarify. It's not sure the character thing, That needs that. Sorry, Mia.
Sounds like he's doing a Gnoll impersonation for you.
Yeah.
5 points of damage to the Gnoll.
5 points of damage. And does it also do slowed or anything like that?
I believe only when I'm crit success.
Only when you crit.
Yeah.
Okay, Cordar, apparently you're up.
I will drop my sword and shield and draw my bow and take a shot.
Okay.
And AC. They're within 30 feet, aren't they?
They are.
So AC 13.
That's a miss.
So, other than 2 actions, I was going to taunt them for a 3rd action, see if I can get them closer.
Okay, you start taunting them. Give me a intimidation check.
Hey, intimidation, Harry is known for that.
Come here.
Kissy, kissy, mwah, mwah, mwah.
So, apparently you're doing a seduction with your intimidation.
Hell yeah! That's the way, Harry.
And Jeremy, you miss with your first attack.
That's right. The other 2 were actually getting weapons ready, so
Okay.
yeah, only 1 attack.
So, the Gnoll drops his bow, pulls out his axe, runs across the river and swings at Parry. Getting armor class 19. Does 19 hit Parry?
Yeah, that is Parry. Parry AC is 18.
So I'm assuming the river's not very deep.
No.
It is not particularly deep, no. And it does 8 points of damage to Parry.
Ow.
And then the second one also runs across the river, swinging his battle axe at you.
Oh.
Getting armor class 26. 27.
Is it?
One off a crit.
I know. Thank goodness.
Luckily for you, he wasn't flanking.
I was going to knock down the Buff's Wizard known to man.
But he does have a friend next to you attacking, so he gets pack tactics.
Yay!
Meaning he does 15 points of slashing damage.
Ow.
Ow.
Now, Martin,
Yep.
I don't know whether it was this session or last on the other session, but I don't know if I have the temporary hit points. I think it's this session from the link.
I'm not sure. I can't remember which one you got the temporary hit points from.
Yeah. I think it was this one static because I'm not as squishy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you didn't die in this round, so that's a start.
That is good.
I'm definitely probably hurting after that. So what? That's 24 hit points. I've been taking 9. I'm on 21 so far.
So Willie, you are now up.
Well,
You see Parry getting smacked down by 2
That's
Monstrous
normal.
wizard's getting murdered, so got to do something about that.
I'm not getting murdered. I'm taking the hits like the Bothus Wizard knows the man should.
Yeah, you're getting murdered. Yeah. I got a quick question for you, Martin.
Yep.
Tiger Stance has, according to the basic book, agile finesse, non-lethal, and unarmed traits. I'm assuming that Tiger Stance, I imagine that it would be an errata change for Tiger Stance to be non-lethal.
It would, yes.
Yeah, so basically Tiger Stance is lethal. Okay, alright. So what my character does is I'm going to move over using parry as my I'll move over to one of the Gnolls, and if parry can be one of the flanking people for me,
Yep.
I'll make that happen, and then I will.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have a weapon drawn.
No.
He's still probably trained in unarmed, isn't he? Because everyone's trained in unarmed, aren't they?
I believe they are.
Yeah. Okay. Good call. And
He's
basically,
probably still not particularly threatening, but technically.
and then I'll just using the basic monk attack. I'll just, basically I'm using non-lethal damage. I want to take one of these guys alive.
Yep.
And so basically it's a move, probably a double attack. And then I'm gonna scream out just to make loud noises. Okay. So they turn around and go, "Oh shit, there's somebody behind us." Okay. So my Hadouken will be 26 and 27.
Just one off a critical hit.
Yeah. So then the guy hit needs to make a fort save or be stunned. And the damage will be.
He rolled an 18.
Yeah, it's good enough. And the damage will be. What's that? 8, 9, 10, 23 total.
Okay, he's still standing.
Yep.
Dooza. You hear the sounds of combat, and you're ahead.
I stop and look.
You see the shiny parry being beaten up by two Gnolls.
How far away are they?
taking the blows as the Bothus
I
Wizard
would
shot.
probably say about 60 to 70 feet from you.
Oh, ow. 2 moves and then. Just know you have a bottom.
I don't have a bar.
Weird.
Julia has a bar.
What is it with you and doing melee things with rangers?
This is hilarious.
I'd like to ask you how to play.
Okay, that was a mistake.
The reason why you call it a failed ranger.
This is not a mistake, bro. Oh man, that's really loud.
Careful, I'm with that ball in your mouth.
Yeah, I guess I gotta use my movement to get back towards the party because I don't.
Well, it's obviously not kind of stealth anymore, so it's a case of, yeah, you might have to go in there and just wail on.
Okay,
Well,
you charge on in.
Does me stopping count as an action, Martin?
No, it does not.
Alright. So it'll take 2 movement.
2 movement, and you can then have 1 attack.
I'll do that.
He's the same guy that Willie has been beating up.
Is that the one that Pyro was trying to kill?
Yes, same one.
I'll walk to the armor. So quick draw on my axe.
I'm assuming you never put your axes away.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
Well, chance of combat, why would you put your axes away?
Yeah. I can't do Hunter's Mark this round, so that'll have to wait. Roll. Nah, not well. Swing and miss probably. 12, 13?
13 is a miss.
Yeah. I miss.
And you're doing the double slice?
I didn't think I could do that unless I had Hunter's Mark on.
That is correct. You did have a hunter's mark on them.
Yeah.
Okay, so Duza has your swing and a miss, and Bala.
Yep, so our dumb mage is going to get 16 health back.
Yay!
He's buffer than before.
There's no dumb man here. The buffest wizard knows man.
Yep, dumb last mage.
Somehow we don't know how Parry's not dying yet, but we'll figure that out later.
Luckiest buffest wizard known
No, just the buffest wizard knows man.
And does Bala
Well,
have any
now
remaining
you know
actions?
you've got a healer.
Yeah, Willie makes note of that.
Yeah, don't expect to receive any of that.
I never expect anything from spellcasters. They're mostly a joke, but you know how it is.
Yeah, I will haunt your dreams.
He's done that to one character already.
Sure has. It started a whole thing too. An entire religion.
He's the reason Pimwinkle fell.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, literally, I started that.
Okay, so does Balaf have any actions left?
Yeah, he does, but he ain't gonna bother.
Okay, you relax with your camel.
Yeah, he yells out, "Stop getting hit, you moron!"
Parry, you're now up.
Noted! I grabbed the one that I used with the
With the ice?
Yeah, I grabbed the one that I brave frosted before.
Are you going to grapple him?
No, my eyes turned blue and I cast Shocking Grasp.
Okay.
Do you say Pikachu at the same time?
No, like, fuck you.
So, do you hit?
27.
Not a crit, but you hit.
Ooh. You're getting fine. Yep.
How much damage do you do?
So is this heightened as well?
It is. Heightened 1 level.
Many dice. It gets dealt 24.
Okay. So the person that that Willie was trying to capture head explodes.
I did have armor. Did it have armor? Like any metal on it?
Just checking. No leather at all on it. Oh, sorry, no metal at all on it.
Alright, I'm guessing I had leather. That's fine. Oh, no, this is the explodes.
Any more actions you'd like to do?
I point to the other Gnoll and say you're next.
Okay. With a wink and a kiss?
Hell yeah.
Corda, you're now up.
Is that intimidation rolling?
There were 3 tents. Was there 3 Gnolls? One hasn't. The one still on the other side of the river?
You cannot see one on the other side of the river.
I will grab my sword and shield and move across to the other side of the river to check out their campsite.
Okay.
So I figured that, hey, Dulcra and the rest of them should be able to deal with a single Gnoll, so I'll go and check to see if there's any others that might be coming.
That will work out well. It takes you 2 moves to get over there.
All good?
Do you want to look in the tent?
But yeah. Yep, we'll have a look.
Okay, looking in the tent, you see a scorpion as big as the tent, about the size of your camel, right in your field of view.
Okay.
Waving its stinger threateningly at you.
Okay. I was obviously 3rd action, so I will basically, yep, be ready to defend myself if it comes forward. But
okay, so that brings us to one of the Gnolls tries
one
to.
left, even there.
There's only one left.
Yeah.
Makes a swing at parry with his axe. Not sure if you can see that.
Armor.
Okay, he lands dead square on parry and shatters his axe. Apparently he hit the bling dead on.
Go parry.
He looks at his hammer and then tries to bite parry.
Oh, I broke the hammer, okay.
And gets his teeth caught on the bling and he's struggling to actually move. He's now restrained by parry.
Hell yeah. My fantasy coming through.
It's like when your earring gets hooked. And Parry's like, okay, calm down, you know, just move left.
Okay, so Corda. The giant scorpion tries to sting you.
Okay.
Hitting armor class 21.
21 will miss.
That is good.
Even though I haven't got a shield raised, it's still just a miss because I've updated the character sheet for 4th level now.
That extra point comes in handy.
That's right.
Then it tries to slash you with a pincer. Plot armor is your friend. It got a 9.
A 9 would be a critical miss.
It seems to pull the tent down on top of itself.
Okay.
So it is always disturbing when you see this scorpion taking down a tiger as the picture they're showing.
Right.
Okay, so Willie is now up. The guy that you're have facing is now missing his head.
Character screams. Just goes, ah, fuck! I spend an action saying we. What would I say? I'd say we need to capture one. Leave one alive. And then 2 other actions. I try to keep this guy alive.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, natural 20. 14, so that's 31 and 25.
So I'm going to call them 2 crit hits.
Oh, really?
And one of them is a card crit. I actually have to get my cards out. Didn't think that was going to happen today. So it's non-lethal because you did say you were trying to capture them?
Yeah. Yep. I'm using the, subdual damage attacks. I haven't dropped into Tiger Style or any of that sort of shit.
Okay, so you crack some ribs as you're helping take him down, making him slowed. So you basically remove one of his actions each round.
Oh, nice. He's also bleeding. Well, actually, no. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
And yes, you take him down with the sound of one of his teeth snapping.
Okay.
And you see Parry now has a gnoll tooth in his bling.
See? I just keep on taking trophies.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so I'm going to do a total of... what's that? Okay. So the 18... was the second one a critical? Did you
Both
say?
were criticals.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. 18, 38, 40.
You put him down. He's unconscious.
Nice.
You succeeded in what you're going to do.
him. Ah!
Doomsday is now up.
We'll need to delay Dusa. She's in the bathroom at the moment.
Oh, good. Bella, you're up. Hello, David. You may be on mute still.
Indeed you are.
So we shall delay Bella as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back to Parry. You see a tent thrashing across the river.
And Cordar's standing in front of it.
Apparently Corday killed the tent. By the looks of things.
Well, it get its death throes.
And apparently...
Anyone else here up there, Mark, than I?
Apparently that's a no at the moment.
No, I'm here. I'm still here. I just on mute.
It's okay, we're trying to get David or Em to respond. Or Josh.
We're just coming back from the bathroom.
All good.
Me and Mia decided to follow.
That's fair. So, Dooz is up.
What is happening? I missed.
You see a tent thrashing across the river with Cordar standing out front of it looking pleased with himself.
And you've got an unconscious Gnoll in front of you.
So are we still in combat?
You are.
Yep.
That tent looks horrible across the river.
The tent looking body pissed.
What, sorry?
The tent over the river is looking body pissed.
Oh, tent.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Is there anyone coming out of the tent?
It's Scorpion.
Oh.
Cordar's standing in front of the tent.
What do you see the tent thrashing about?
Oh, okay. I guess I make my way around.
Okay, it takes you one action to reach it. At which point you see the scorpion big enough to take down your camel inside.
Oh, nice. Alright, well, I'll Hunter's Mark that. And wail on it.
Then you get your 2 attacks.
I got my 2 rocks. Alright. That one. Thank you. First one is a natural 20. So 20 plus 11.
upgrade, which is, so that'll be 31 upgraded.
So we get a second card crit on the night. Didn't think we were actually going to get the first one.
Who got the first one?
Really.
Ah.
I only need to help the Buffers Wizard man to know.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the first time I beat you to it, is it, Doozer?
I don't know what you're talking about, little.
Yeah, how can a dog beat me to anything, she
No,
says.
no.
Fair enough.
Okay, so you leave it wide open, making it easier to hit the second time.
Sweet.
What was your second attack?
The second attack is 12 plus 11. Which is 23.
Just a normal hit, but hey, it could have been a crit. So one crit and one normal hit.
So do I just double the first roll?
Double the first attack,
Yeah.
including bonuses.
And with double the dice, remember?
Yeah. So 7 doubled 14 plus 4.
The four's doubled as well. So it's 22.
That's why I say just add it normally and then double the result.
Right, so 22.
And try not to choke.
The second one min hits at 1 on the dice, so that would be 5.
Okay, so it's still going somehow.
Huh.
Then parries up, seeing Doozer beat up on a 10.
I go over to the tank.
You make it over in one action, and then you see the giant scorpion in there.
Huh.
Yeah, this is very
Yeah. Okay. So I see a giant scorpion.
Yep.
I'll just Ray of Frost it.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
Yep. Natural 20 for a 30.
Okay, so apparently our third crit hit of the night with a card.
ridiculous.
Also, third crit hit of the round.
Mhm. Same round, yes. Apparently, you get a crit hit, you get a crit hit, and you get a crit hit.
Everybody gets crit hits. Yeah.
Okay, so instead of doing double damage, you do 4 times the normal damage.
Oh.
Wow. Harry doesn't like Scorpion.
I have a fear of scorpions, you don't know this.
As you overcharge your spell with cold.
I overcharged my spell tonight. Brilliant. Almost close to max damage. So that's 7 times 4 is 28.
Okay, it explodes in showers of frozen scorpion.
Delicious.
Yay!
Yeah.
Apparently, it wasn't used to such terrifying cold.
Still putting my name down as the Buffers Wizard known to man, by the way.
Not a
I'll
bad
take
thing
2
to know.
pills.
The baby was back. Delicious.
Oh,
Really?
well, I mean, it's plus my ability modifier, so actually it was a lot more.
Mhm.
It was 44, actually.
Which was just one off taking it out from full health.
I rolled max damage, damn it.
Luckily, Duzar had beat up fairly severely on it previously.
Assuming that if we're still in combat or otherwise, but Cordar's action will be to have a look at some of the other the other two tents, I believe.
The other two tents seem to be sleeping tents, with the third tent in between being the kennel for the giant scorpion.
Yeah. Do they have any belongings in the tents?
Nothing that you seem you can actually get any use out of. As they seem to be quite poor and with nothing of usable quality.
No, that's alright. I wasn't expecting there to be anything, which is half the reason that I wanted to avoid meeting them in the first place. But yes. Yep. Unfortunately, or fortunately, nothing left here, but I keep moving.
Okay, so you start heading further up the mountain, and we might stop it there for tonight.
Hang on. We've captured one of these guys.
You have?
Maybe discussing what they found and what they've identified might be a good plan.
Can you talk to them?
I don't know, can we? We've got a whole heap of spellcasters. We've got wizards with all kinds of language skills. I don't know. What do you think?
What do I speak?
If someone can talk to it, great. If not, we'll kill it.
They speak Gnoll.
Yeah. But as I say, we can work that out next session probably, but as I say, Cordar's perspective, yep, if you can talk to it, great. If not, it dies.
Hey,
One of you
I captured it. I determine if it dies or not.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do with it otherwise?
Who knows? Turn it into my sex slave? Don't judge me.
Hey, that's Paris thing.
Don't worry, you can always just feed him some mushrooms.
Yeah, I can feed it mushrooms and watch it die. What?
Okay, well, we can sort out next session as to the fate of the unfortunate Gnoll.
True.
As I'm sure many comical previous failures will come to light.
Harry
Yes,
burns sex slave.
Of course, Harry will go sex slave.
Hell yeah.
Dudes is with
Hey, I made this Gnoll my bitch. I broke its hammer and its teeth.
Theoretically, Martin,
Yep.
do they only speak Gnoll?
They can learn other languages.
But again, if you're a little bit smarter than your average Gnoll, maybe you speak another language, and that language might be Giantish, because, you know, that's kind of the way these things might work. And my character speaks Giantish, so could be a good thing. Just
Find out next session.
We shall find out next session in a fortnight.
Next session, you're quite right. You're quite right.
In that case, Uzo will be able to understand him too.
Ah.
Could have had him as well.
Certainly looking at their campsite, I'm not expecting these guys to be smarter than the average Gnoll, or even the below average Gnoll. And in fact, actually, I was actually able to assess that, wasn't I, Martin? Because I had the critical success from what I learned from Koya.
You believe that intelligence is a dump step?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Which is why he was happy to accept the idea of, nah, can't talk.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see how we go when the guy wakes up, or assuming he even does wake up, because do we have time to actually heal him up and then talk to him? Maybe not. Anyway. All right.
We'll
Okay.
find out next session.
Indeed.
Exactly.
Tune in next week, or next fortnight.
Yeah. Tune in next week for more Kame up.
And we'll see if we can outdo the 3 critical hits in the same round. An interesting way to end the night.
But it was good to see you guys actually show that you're worth having in the group.
Yeah, I wish I could say the same.
I did that right from the beginning. This just keeps letting us down. We can't do anything about it.
Especially most concerned about this idiot mage that goes to the front line. Well, actually, no, sorry. In this one, he didn't go to the front line. He moved off to the side where he'd be more visible to then stand in the sunlight.
No. Sadly, it's not a new occurrence.
Oh, no.
He's just that guy.
Yeah. I am the buffest wizard known to man.
Exactly. Alright, guys.
That does not make you buff.
All good.
Yep, good night, all.
Good night.
Thanks very much.
Are you staying on to chat, Martin?
I can stay on to chat for a little bit. And Jeremy, if you're up for stuff on the weekend, let me know. Well, he disappeared. So I'll be back in a moment. I'll just do end credits.